Right, so I have been asked to explain why I'm naked in my boss's office. Rather than answer that...
Ready for your next assignment?
If you know what I mean.
Your next assignment is to remind the competitor of their place in the corporate food chain. Some call it retaliation, but we like to think of it as tough love.
Let's go.
Most corporations live and die by public perception. Trusted products lead to a good reputation, which leads to profits. And, like it or not, we're all here for the profits. Your assignment is to plant an ARC device. The ARC will allow us to frame our competitor for gross negligence and tank the public's perception.
Hello, DZ Maven. Hello, Czar.
Good. All you need to do is plant the ARC on the service panel of your target. We can handle the rest from here. Do your best to make sure you aren't seen. The key is to make this look like a malfunction. And good luck. Keep it up, and you'll probably have my job soon.
And thank you, Nemesis, for the sub, as always. I will jot that down for the BRPG block. Empire of Sin, if you know what I mean. Sure, I can dance. Check it out. Any other questions? And Jedi Survivor. Thank you, Nemesis. Excellent. Hi, Pillow Willow. And hi, Zach Taft. Is this off-world? Looks like yes. Oh, we're going to Hopetown. That's funny. I don't know what that means, Nemesis. But that already makes me question a few things. Hello, Cauldron. Let's see, do we have anything left to sell? Oh, we do, actually. They don't have any money.
Howdy.
No, it's okay. The spoiling has been done. In fairness, that can mean a lot of things, although that does make me wonder.
Keep an eye on your valuables. If you can't protect your own, you don't belong here.
Yep, it's the Naked Arc. I'm your host, the Naked Runner. So, out of glance, I would say that Starborn either refers to the aliens who made the alien artifacts, and or us, who are born of the stars ourselves. There we go. Am I feeling any better? That's an interesting question. Rather than answer it, I'm going to talk about literally anything else. How many of you like sports? Yeah, sports. One time, there's this one person who hit the ball and tossed it into the end zone. It might have even been spiked in the aforementioned end zone. Sex joke. I mean, they really are, Blade Traval. They're also, honestly, and I mean this with total sincerity, the only characters we've met so far. Don't worry, Evo. I'm sure that once I meet my extremely real Canadian girlfriend, we'll be able to give you a live demonstration of spiking it in the end zone. Oh my god, I can't even right now. How do I get on board this stupid ship? Huh.
This is an active industrial site.
Hey, Trihexia. Yes, there are dogs. Look, I'm sorry. I cannot prevent dogs from existing. Okay? As much as I would like to. Just Thanos snap all dogs out of existence.
Everything good? We're here to help.
Yeah, thanks for not trying to murder me earlier. Appreciate it. Yep, I'm just gonna stand here and wait for you to path anywhere other than the one place I need to be. Oh man, that Nintendo Direct sure did exist, and I definitely watched it. And done. I haven't had time. I haven't had time to do anything. I haven't had time to get caught up on basic chores because I have been so tired and so sick lately. The dishes are starting to pile up. Literally. I need to finish one of the things I need to do tonight, instead of hanging out with my family, is I need to sort the trash. And I need to do the dishes and clean up the dining room. Just try to get a little bit caught back up. That's ignoring all the crap I still have to do in here.
You walk
Being
the
sick just completely wastes my time.
3rd floor?
Plus, I need to hit Mechagon tonight. I have a friend who's extremely real. Very real friend. Who definitely isn't just in a delusion of my own imagination. Who's been enjoying playing WoW with me.
I know your type. The free.
And I need to drag them through Mechagon tonight. Wow, that is a bad filter. I mean, you understand the brilliance of why this build works so well, Colgrim. No, that's the joke, Spartan. For those of you not familiar with it, it was a common thing here in the States, that to the point where it became a meme, that someone who is pathetic would insist, oh no, I totally have a girlfriend. But of course, because they don't have a girlfriend, when asked to produce evidence that said woman even exists, they'd be like, oh yeah, no, she's in Canada. Yeah, you just can't even see her. She's all up there. Yeah, no, she's real though. She's real. I've got pictures.
Hey there. Got an update for me?
That's the joke. Hi. Yeah, I walked in naked and the guy kind of got uncomfortable and left. I just planted a device.
Good work. Now I can let Masako know how much she'll enjoy watching the news tonight. Now, on to the next, right?
Yeah, we're just rapid firing
Before I
these.
forget, the results of your Astral Lounge escapades are in. I'm happy to say that the deal was officially called off.
Yay.
Masako was very pleased with the outcome, so she arranged a bonus through Linden. Apparently, you said all the right things when it came to Arthur. Quantum Synergies actually reached out to us to negotiate the potential deal.
Thanks.
You earned it. So, back to business. In order to stay on top of the market, we have to know what our competition is doing. The next assignment requires a more brute force approach, since the chances of them sharing that information is unlikely.
Exactly, Czar. Oh, 100%, Colgrim. Now, I should mention, I'm not an imperial judge. I don't know the capital T truth. But what I do have is the value of analysis. And I have looked over several aspects of the design here. And yeah, I absolutely believe that they looked at Neon or Night City from Cyberpunk and designed Neon City based on that. 100%. Just like I believe with total certainty that Aquila was adjusted to accommodate Red Dead Redemption 2, even though Aquila was probably originally designed to be a Fallout 4 town. Like you can feel, just looking at it, look how it's structured, look how it's designed, look how it's pieced, look how it doesn't fit the rest of the story. You can kind of see how those analyses, those interpretations, those presumptions fall into place. I could be wrong, of course, because analysis is just a presumption based on evidence. But that is absolutely my presumption based on evidence. Now give me the deets.
Good. Luckily, there aren't many, besides the usual. Your target is a prototype schematic for a new engine that Trident Luxury Lines is working on. According to the rumors, it's projected to be
nobody cares. Let's go.
Schematic with...
Got it.
You'll find the Trident... Remember.
Cool. Bye. Wait, really, Judo Joker? I can't play Hitman 3 naked and oiled up? What kind of stealth game is that? And yeah, it's actually funny, Colgrim. I don't know if you've played Dragonflight, but Dragonflight has definitely been a return to form for Blizzard, looking at other games' ideas and saying, yeah, we can roll with that. In fact, they've been pulling at least 2 major ideas from Guild Wars 2. The event chaining system, I don't know what they call that, Guild Wars 2. And Dragon flying itself, which is, in my opinion, a superior version of the Griffin flying. Yeah, the meta events, exactly. And honestly, they did a great job with both. They took 2 great ideas from Guild Wars 2 and said, yeah, let's do something with it. And credit to them, they did. Like, yeah, I was just about to say, by contrast...
This is Freestar Space. Please hold your current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband.
Yeah.
Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
In all honesty, I hope that Guild Wars 2, like, something I've wanted for years, and I've never been quiet about this, is that the big 3, which is Guild Wars 2, FF14, and WoW, all kind of take ideas from each other, get some cross-pollination going on, right? You get more people thinking in more directions, and you think, hey, that's not a bad idea, and see what they can implement over there. So Evo says, should you go to the nearest show? Yes! 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 Okay. Yeah, they went all in on fractals, didn't they, Colgrim? Now, there's an interesting question. Because fractals aren't exactly Mythic Plus, but I've always felt like there's some shared DNA between the two. It makes me wonder. I demand pictures, Evo. Please. No recall or divine intervention will work in this Starfield. If it's not on sale, then I will give you money. But you're committing to it. You're committing to it. This is the gamble. You're going to get the chocolate cake one way or the other. If it's on sale, you're good. If it's not on sale, you're getting money. Hang on, it's even worse than that. Because now you have to be honest about it. If you're not honest...
Welcome to Trident Luxury Lines.
Everything okay?
Trident. Where you can travel the stars with all the amenities.
Behave yourself.
Listen, if there's not chocolate, in your mouth inside of 30 minutes, we're going to have some problems. That's interesting, actually, Colgrim. Because back in Guild Wars, I don't know, I don't know how familiar you are with Guild Wars 1. Obviously, this is more for people who are not familiar with Guild Wars 1, though. So, in Guild Wars 1, class spreading was almost always the better option there. Like, if you got a group of, 8 Mesmers or whatever, or you got a group with 2 monks, a Mesmer, a warrior, an assassin, a ritualist, and, I don't know, like, a dervish. That's just death. The cross, there's a term for that, synergy. The synergies between classes were just so good in Guild Wars 1, so good. And there were so many different combos. God, I spent so much time messing around with builds and combos of builds in Guild Wars 1. Nothing to see here, officer. Who is detecting me? Is it you? Who sees me? Who can detect the invisible one? No one can see me, for I am truly invisible. Oh. Jesus, Colgrim. I mean, warriors are and have been in a good space for a long time, so I don't blame you for that. Yeah, we're going banner stacking. Well, okay, I know you can't stack banners, but you know what I mean. I really hope not Sub-Zero. But the truth is, here's the interesting factoid about humanity for a second. People only get away with things for as long as we let them. And pretty much the moment we stop letting them is the moment they stop getting away with them. I know that sounds obvious, but it's absolutely true. So I legitimately believe that at some point Bethesda might finally be like, hey, paid mods. And everyone's like, okay, fine, whatever, paid mods. And that will last X amount of time. And then it will stop. I hope you like it, Nemesis. I highly recommend starting with an Arcanist or a Pugilist. Unlike some previous recommendations I've given in that game, I have put an additional amount of thought into that. I can give my reasoning if necessary, but it boils down to they're the best vanilla classes available. Not in terms of quest chains. All the quest chains in vanilla suck. But in terms of the class design. Arcanist will also eventually unlock the ability to have a healer. The Sage. Or not Sage, sorry, the Scholar. And Summoner is in a really good place right now. Summoner and Monk, which is eventually what you'll have. Okay, so I'm obviously extremely stupid. What am I doing wrong here? I used to recommend Marauder, and I don't anymore, because I have 3 completely separate instances of people hating Marauder gameplay. And Marauder is a good class eventually, and it certainly has tons and tons of sustain, because it's a frickin' tank that heals itself. But it just doesn't hold a candle to the revamps that both Monk and Summoner got. Okay, am I stupid? I do not know what it wants me to do here. Okay, okay. I am just stupid. I do not have a brain. No brains allowed.
And this is where the magic happens.
Exactly.
The Settled Systems News Network. News you can trust.
Yeah, exactly, Bleachable. No, I agree with you completely.
Keep it
For whatever it's worth, although this doesn't help a new player, but if you stick with any class throughout the course of FF14, they all become good eventually. When a class gets good varies from class to class, but by the time you hit whatever the current max level is, which I believe is 90, they are all good classes. Yeah, even Black Mage, which actually hit good at like 79 or something like that.
Just the person I wanted to see. You got that schematic?
Yeah.
Good work. R&D's been looking forward to this one. I need to deliver this to Vina so she can start the reverse engineering process, but first, Ularu wants to see you. I've upgraded your security level so you can access the executive floor, where her office is. Tell her assistant Maeve you have an appointment. I won't be far behind, in case you get lost.
What, you scared she'll steal all of this away from you? Hi, Inamisha.
If you happen to see Lyndon on this floor, give a girl a heads up.
So no, what'd they do to Meteor Shower, Goldman?
A gala at the New Atlantis Free Star Embassy?
Oh, damn, that sucks. I mean, I know Elementalists were kind of death when played right, but
Don't wander into any restricted areas.
honestly, so? Guild Wars 2 has some of the, and no offense, worst class balance I've ever seen in an MMO, at least a modern MMO. In a good way. Like in a way that I'm okay with.
Can I help you?
Just, for the love of God, let us play our ridiculous classes and have fun with it. It's Guild Wars 2, right?
Name an appointment.
Lore Runner, here to see Ularu Shen.
Confirmed. Ularu is wrapping up a meeting with Genevieve. You can wait here or in the lobby area. I'll let you know when she's ready to see you. I see Imogene Salso is supposed to be with you.
I'm right here, Maeve.
Good. It should just be a moment. Well, sooner than I thought. Looks like Ularu's ready now.
So, the reason I kept memeing about Elementalist being terrible was because I hate playing it. But no, Elementalist was actually in a really good place. Well, like 2-3 years ago? God, it's actually been a minute at this point. I have heard nothing but complaints from many people, including from Colgrim like a few minutes ago, about the nerfs they've been stacking on it, which just is a shame. I also heard a lot of people really disappointed with the, I think it was the two-handed mace they added semi-recently.
You know, if they aren't willing, that leaves us with only one option.
God, Ularu, is that always your response? I don't want another PR mess on my hands.
Keep out of my way, and
Yes,
I'll keep out of
Viv,
yours.
because you're too good at your job. Now, we can talk details later. My next appointment's here.
Well, Ularu's the evil one.
But you can break this news to Alexis at our next meeting.
I've got my eye on you.
Well, of course you do. Look at me.
Good. You're finally here. The one I've been hearing so much about. I'm Ularu Chen, head of operations here at Ryujin. So tell me, what do you think of your new job so far?
Seems Right up my alley.
In that case, it sounds like our initial impression of you is turning out to be quite accurate.
What are you looking at?
No.
Oh, she's trying to avoid looking at us. That's what it is. She doesn't want to... she's feeling awkward, embarrassed because we're standing naked in front of her.
My dear Jeannie here says you've been through the basics of what we do and pulled off success every time.
5 successful standard assignments and 1 specialized.
And on top of all that, a flawless record. It's no wonder they love you up here. I happen to have a personal assignment that I'd like to send you on. One that involves meeting up with an outside contact. Jeannie seems to think you're more than capable of handling it.
He's the best operative I've ever hired.
Let's not forget the only operative you've ever hired. Meeting with outside contacts isn't always as straightforward as your past assignments. Some can be fickle or demanding, so you'll need to decide how to handle them and what decisions to make on the fly.
Okay, I can do that.
Good, because if not, I can't imagine we have much use for you here at Ryujin. Your contact is Simon Rychek. He claims to have information on a new project that Infinity Ltd is working on. He said it's a game changer that Ryujin would be especially interested in, so his asking price is the big thing to consider. Finance will reimburse up to 1,000 credits, so if you have negotiation skills, use them.
Only 1,000? Wow, okay.
Oh, you'll get the information if you want to hang on to your job. Now, in order to confirm your identity, Simon prefers code phrases. I'll let Jeannie give you the details on this one because the concept is just beneath me.
Yeah, I get it, game. She's the evil one. You could tell because she's a dick.
Simon is into sports, so he enjoys any opportunity to talk about them. At some point, he'll casually say, "Looks like the Galactic Raiders are the #1 pick for the Universal Championship this year." You get to respond with, "Razor Derby is the only real sport." Got it?
Got it.
You'll find him in Sidonia, so I hope your ship's fueled. Just look for him above the Lux condos in the plaza.
You spoke very highly of this one, Jeannie. Let's hope he doesn't make a liar out of you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to take care of.
You know, we keep talking how they're, you know, mannequins and all that. But in addition to the like the mannequin thing, you know what else they are? They're like those old Chinese dubbed movies where the lip syncing is just extremely exaggerated and has absolutely nothing to do with what they're actually saying. Of course, we're going back to Mars. Anyways, do I think Bethesda was inspired by Mass Effect? Probably. I'd be shocked if they weren't. Oh, we're dying. I can fix that. That would be really funny, Cure White Noise. You know, that brings up an interesting question. Regardless of performance,
I heard you helped out Mitch.
what is the most fun class I've ever played in Guild Wars 2? Because what I do, Colgrim, is I actually rotate classes every expansion. Or in some cases, every major patch.
Just because the governor's office is right there on the main level doesn't mean it's not secure.
Sidonia, what a dump. Can't wait to get out of this place. You lost? Or just come to ask an out-of-work miner how his day's going?
You just look like you use a little friendly conversation.
Only good thing worth talking about these days is sports. Speaking of, Looks like the Galactic Raiders are the #1 pick for the Universal Championship this year.
Could you be any more obvious about that?
You're damn right it is. I heard they were sending someone new. Nice to see you made it. I have information on a deal being proposed between Infinity Ltd and Deimos Stockyards. It's my belief that your employers would be highly interested in the details. So I'm upping my price. It's steep, yes. But that is why I'm also offering a little side job if you can't pay up.
10,000 credits. Surely that's negotiable.
For this little tidbit? I like the way... Alright, I'll lower the price. But that's my final offer.
No, I'm good. Here you go.
I knew you'd see reason. The information I have is on a deal for something called Project Dominion. I'm giving you 2 slates. They contain surveillance and interaction data for Stanley McMillan, the Infinity rep, that I obtained myself. I'm also giving you a 3rd slate because you're going to need to download the files on Project Dominion off his computer yourself.
Cool. Thanks.
Nice doing business with you.
Yeah, I was actually debating Colgrim because the problem is... Well... The problem is it's a no-brainer who my favorite class was. So I was actually debating my 2nd favorite class in Guild Wars 2. I'm still actually kind of debating that. I'm most leaning towards Mesmer, even though Mesmer always had issues for me. I also played Mesmer for a really long time, so I'm probably biased on that front.
What the hell are you doing in this dump of a city anyway? You draw the short stick at work or what?
Infinity sent me to get Deimos to bite on a deal. He's even got a catchy code name. Project Dominion.
Sounds like world domination to me, buddy. I'd buy into that in a heartbeat.
Right? I'm telling you, this Project Dominion is the real deal. We ought to be selling this to Inception or Quantum.
Hell, you should be in the Astro Lounge making Ryujin Industries beg for that tech.
Ha! That'd be the greatest irony of them all, but not this baby. Dominion is finally gonna put Infinity first. We'll beat Ryujin at their own game.
Choose sure, but my partner's happy and the kids are happy. That's all I need.
Yeah, I know, right, Wenlock? I'm pretty sure I technically have conquered multiple planets in this game, by sheer virtue of placing a claim, and nobody can contest me on it. Uh-oh. The last time I did this, I had to do some hard time. It was even in the same area, I think. You know what? Actually, I forgot about that. So I think my 2nd favorite class in Guild Wars 2 is Guardian. But I've only played a full support/healing Guardian. But it's a lot of fun. I can't wait to actually try out Jack Thier for the WoW run. Speaking of borrowing ideas from Guild Wars 2. Yeah, there's the 4 major guilds, Ikiclaw, and then there's the MSQ. Everything else is secondary stuff.
A reminder that particle detonations can occur beyond the city limits between the hours of...
Okay.
The settled systems can let out a collective sigh of relief.
I mean, this is a BRPG top to bottom, so it's not really what I'd call surprising.
Now that's where the
Like, it's literally, we're doing the Thieves Guild quests. They even reward you for not killing people. Right? By contrast, we already did the Dark Brotherhood. That's the pirates. Excuse me. Now, the Mages Guild, that's actually kind of a strange one. Admittedly. But the Fighters Guild, we've definitely already done. The Fighters Guild is actually probably Freestar, believe it or not. I mean, the final quest in the Freestar chain was go kill a factory worth of 40 enemies in it. And I'm going to re-stress this, because 40 enemies is not a small number of enemies to kill in this game.
Don't cause any trouble.
Well, that took longer than expected. I hope whatever information Simon had was worth it.
There you go.
Project Dominion? That can't be right. Give me a moment to run a decryption. Let's see. Got the key, deciphering, and done. Well, well, well. Looks like our friend Simon wasn't joking. Project Dominion isn't an Infinity LTD prototype. It's one of ours. They didn't even bother to scrub the name. Meaning someone never thought they'd get caught.
She's playing Galaga.
Come with me. Masako needs to hear about this.
It's the only thing these old, terrible computers are good for.
I've got my eye on you.
Yeah, she's patching Starfield live in front of us.
Hey,
Ularu? What is this about? Who is this?
This is our latest junior operative. I sent him on an assignment to rendezvous with an informant. But here's the real news. Infinity LTD has gotten their hands on Project Dominion.
Impossible.
Not only that, they're trying to sell it under their own name.
Of course they are. We need fines to investigate this immediately. Since you found this information, I am trusting you to help investigate. You see, Project Dominion is confidential. It requires a high security clearance to even know it exists. If Infinity LTD has obtained any information on it, that means we have a very well-connected mole within our corporation.
I mean, duh.
Exactly. I want you to go see Dalton Fines, our chief security officer. I'll send him the details. You've brought an enormous security violation to our attention, so I trust your help in any way possible. And thank you. Some operatives may have seized this as an opportunity for extortion. It's good to know your loyalty lies with us.
Yes, my loyalty is totally with you. You can tell. because of my serious demeanor.
The lovely Miss Amada. How can I help?
Cut the crap, Dalton. I'm sending an operative your way, along with some files to your computer.
I'll be ready.
Not for this one, but I trust you'll get it done.
This deal could be huge for my company.
You know, it's... Oh, right. I'm sorry. So for those of you who haven't been following, let's explain why we're running around naked, okay? So, obviously, part of the reason is because it's funny. But no, there is actually an objective reason why we're doing this. So, stealth in this game is bugged. When I say bugged, I mean that extremely literally. The way that stealth is being calculated wrong. That means that the visual component of stealth barely exists or isn't triggering correctly, but the audio side of stealth is over-triggering. Make sense? Now, here's the catch. If you've played any of these games going all the way back to Oblivion, you'll know that lighter bootwear means more stealth because, you know, you're not as audible as you're wandering around. That's taken to an extreme here. The more gear you're wearing, the more detectable you are, regardless of all other figures, all other factors involved. So, like, if I was to wander over here and try to, you know, be like way at the far end here, and I'm just like sneak, and nobody can see me, and the door's closed, and I lockpick a thing. If I was wearing my armor, there's actually a really good chance the guard outside the door would rush in and detect me. So, the workaround is to be naked. Because the amount of stealth we have while naked is essentially infinite. Any questions?
Good. You're here. So, thanks to your work in Sidonia, I'm told someone here has leaked information on Project Dominion to our adversaries at Infinity Ltd.
Oh yeah, our boss really loves our nakedness. That's why we keep, you know, slathering baby oil all over ourselves.
A mole within the company means a failing in my department. We're initiating Security Directive Theta, which means a full sweep of every employee in this building, Masako and myself included.
Okay, it doesn't look good for you.
It's certainly a failing. But for now, we're focusing on redemption. Directive Theta has one unique case, and that's Ularu Chen. The directive calls for a specialized programmer known as Nix to investigate her. But he'll need your assistance for an unusual assignment.
I take it Nix is trustworthy.
We don't deal in trust here. Think more in terms of mutual benefit and leverage. And in this case, it's mutual benefit. Nix will be giving you a program to run on Ularu's computer that will pull any data needed to prove her guilty or innocent. Your job is to infiltrate Ryujin Tower as an anonymous outsider in order to run this program completely off the books. This means your keycard will be turned off, and the security guards in the building will consider you to be trespassing.
What?
At least one of us is. In the meantime, I'll ensure all non-essential employees, Ularu included, have left the building, claiming routine security maintenance. During that time, I'll be unlocking access to the tower's ventilation system, which you can utilize to help avoid detection. I'm also issuing you a disruptor, which should help in avoiding casualties should a worst-case scenario turn up.
Okay. Don't worry, I'm naked.
Good. No one can know about this, not even our own guards. So stealth will be of utmost importance. You'll meet Nix at Madame Sauvage.
Oh my god, yes, I get it. God, let's go. Alright, so, here's the problem. I know, I don't see it.
Ryujin CEO is no joke.
So, The Ryujin quests are probably some of the funnest quest chaining we've been doing this whole game. For all the wrong reasons. You know, running around, being naked, poking fun about it. That's the humor, right? But as I am so often fond of pointing out, the game doesn't get credit for any of that. We have made this quest chain fun, not the game. Please think about the structure of these quests we've been doing. First of all, tell me anything about the narrative.
Ebside's a bad place for tourists.
Tell me anything about the narrative of what we've been doing.
All areas gone to hell.
Reminder, we are 8 quests into a 13 quest chain.
What's the report do anyway?
As a further reminder, the first quest with the Vanguard had to do with a rather massive data dump of exposition done in an enjoyable and interesting way. The second quest of the Vanguard had the incredible tension of having to face down a Terramorph while using the base colony base's defenses to fight it, and then finding out that it shouldn't even be there by logical discourse. 2 quests over in the Vanguard. And the plot had already just kicked off with a bang. Now, let's be clear. There are, there's something to be said for a slow boil. You don't have to start off with something great. But there hasn't been any narrative here. Even now, we have just now started what I am assuming is the main plot, which is there's a mall, and someone has been trying to sell us out to this other company for something called Project Dominion. That's it. Yeah, it's just corpo. Now, I have spoken out many times about how I think the Thieves Guild in Skyrim is not actually that good of a quest chain. However, the Thieves Guild in Skyrim is still one of the better quest chains in Skyrim, and it still has something instead of, you know, this. This is just a complete nothing burger. But then we think about the gameplay. Think about Thieves Guild quests. In both Skyrim and especially in Oblivion, the Thieves Guild quests were nearly universally the best ones from a gameplay perspective. There were cool, interesting things you could do, lots of routes to success, people you could talk to, bribes you could make, stealth you could do, you could use magic, you could talk your way through, you could find an alternate path, you could track the people's schedules to know when there's going to be an empty hallway. There were so many ways to accomplish the Thieves Guild's quest in Oblivion that it was some of the hallmarks, gameplay-wise, of that game. Here, every single quest has been go to this one spot, sneak, and interact with something. So, this is fun, and we're having fun. But negatives. Plural. I should mention, by the way, several of the quests for the Freestar and the Pirates, but most especially the Vanguard, had branching options. They actually had quest design to them. Yeah, the Freestar Clinic section was actually pretty legit. As much as I had issues with the actual final boss, the build-up to the final boss in the Vanguard line, that was cool. This is just whatever. Yeah, you remember how in the Freestar Collective we had to go do a literal procedural mission to progress the main quest chain? This isn't that, but it might as well be. even when we went to the bar, you remember that? That was fun. But if you're paying attention, all we had to do when we went to the bar is read the dossier. And if we read the dossier, it gave us a blue option on the persuade checks, which was auto success. The gameplay, like strip away all the narrative. The gameplay of that quest was interact with an item. Don't actually read it. Just interact with it once, which then prompts the blue option to show up during the persuade check, and then click the persuade option on the blue check. That's it. That's your gameplay.
Don't look at me. I haven't got a clue.
So come on in. Enjoy some unique company.
Yeah, given the way they kept talking it up, especially given they're one of the 3 major powers in the region, I'm a little weirded out that House Varun does not exist as a major power. Yeah, what I would have done, personally, I would have had a persuade thing, or maybe not even a persuade thing, just the dialogue options. And if you had read, if you had read the thing, you would know which ones to pick. Reward, but you bought it, or you did buy it, right, Evo? Right. And thus, you read the thing and you say, okay, they care about that option. You pick it, and that leads to success. I would also probably make it so that there are other ways to succeed, either through straight up bribery or something like blackmail, which is a really common thing for quests like these.
I'll never leave Neon. For someone in my business, there's no better place. You got an appointment? 'Cause if not, consider this area reserved.
Yeah, I'm here on Ryujin's behalf for the Directive Theta.
Oh yeah, Dalton's little errand runner. I've written up a program just for the occasion, but as Ryujin knows, it's yours for either a price or a favor.
I'm just gonna give you money, if that's okay with you.
A pleasure, as always. Your job is simple. Just run this once you're done.
Cool.
It's nice to see you know more than just sneaking around and talking a good game. Here's the slate.
I like how on the quest where we have just been told, and literally the previous dialogue was, go to this guy to get an item to run on her computer. When we talk to him, the first thing he says is, you need to go take this thing and run it on her computer.
The Astral Lounge got you down.
The repetition on this game is honestly bonkers. Like, it's wearying. I am tired. My energy cells. This is not a joke. I'm not being facetious for the sake of humor. The amount of repetition in this game is actually draining. I actually have several theories as to why this game is bad. So first of all, I think we have a little bit of the Final Fantasy 15 problem. I'm going to clarify on that for those who don't know, who haven't studied that. Final Fantasy 15 was a game that was in development for like 10 years, except it wasn't. It was actually in development for like 11 months. And that's the problem. Jesus Christ, adoring fan. They spun their wheels and didn't really get any real work done for years. And so there's all kinds of people in the office making assets, scripting events, writing down dialogue, and none of it's actually being worked on. It's all just kind of being tossed into a metaphorical bin, right? And I don't mean trash can. I mean like it's just being put on the wiki or whatever. It's being put in the, God, I can't remember what that's called. The project bin. It's the thing where you put finished work so that other people can then look at it and be like, aha. So, I think that this game, my voice sounds terrible right now, I apologize. I think that this game had lots and lots of people working for years and years and years doing nothing, not coordinating with each other, not really developing things forward, except maybe for a few couple individual things like the visuals. And then they were like, oh crap, we got to push the game out. And then they had to push the game out. I think it's the first thing wrong with this game. I think the second thing wrong with this game is that it was probably the wrong decision from the word go. The developers in charge of this, which is the A team of Bethesda, so the people who made Fallout 4 and Skyrim and Oblivion, I feel like they are better at different types of games than this is. I feel like trying to up the scope, which was something they were very, very big on, if you remember. They would not shut up about how big it is and huge it is. 16 times the detail. 1,000 planets. It was the kind of thing that was a non-stop cavalcade. Now, that's mostly in the marketing spiel. But in every interview I've seen, it was the kind of thing that was being pushed in-house as well, excuse me. And that's not what BRPGs are good at. As weird as that may sound. BRPGs are good at being open, but not big, as bizarre as that sounds. And I demonstrated this like 5 days ago when I was talking about New Atlantis City, which is a big open city, which is terrible. No, Czar? Like a huge number of them are still working there right now. Give me a minute, I could play like 6 names right now who are still working there. As in like project leads and stuff. Anyways, so big empty city isn't what BRPGs and their open world format is good at. Their open world format is good at having stuff you can do. Having dungeons you control, having random encounters in the world, having events that can happen, right? One of the things I like most about Fallout 3 specifically is that as you're roaming the wasteland, based on which grid you're on the map, as you enter that grid, a dice is rolled behind the scenes, and it pulls from a list of events that can happen on that grid. And then a random event can happen. Those are cool. I like that. I'm going to give that positives when we get there, when we finally review that for the BRPG block. It's similar to the Stranger system in GTA 5. In fact, I'm almost positive GTA 5 and GTA 4, for that matter, stole that idea from Fallout 3. So that's cool because there's stuff to do. You follow? I feel like trying to have the biggest, openest, emptiest world possible was a huge mistake on behalf of the developers from the word go. I think that you should have restricted this to one system at the absolute most. And even one system might be too much. Honestly, you could set the game like this, even with the scope and scale of it, on a single planet. It would still work just as well. I think they should have leaned into Fallout. In fact, I legitimately think this should have just been Fallout 5. And I mean that. Don't make it a new IP. You have failed at that. There is no... This brings me to my third, by the way. I'm kind of segueing in my third and final theory about this. Because there is no Starfield. Nothing distinguishes Starfield from any other setting, from any other sci-fi setting. It's just... It's the most generic thing. There's no... Generic's not even the right word. There is no vibe or theme or central cohesion to the setting. It's just a bunch of random ideas tossed out there into an empty, vacuous state. Yeah, there's no, I call it the central pillar. That's what I usually refer to this as. This is a dumb example, but Chrono Trigger, okay? Chrono Trigger has a very powerful central pillar, Lavos. Lavos is the central pillar of Chrono Trigger. Everything else revolves around Lavos. It is very distinct and very unique. In Starfield, yeah, Mass Effect has the Reapers and several other elements of Babylon 5-esque. Yeah, the MCU has the Infinity Stones, and honestly, also Cap and Stark. Funny, when the MCU lost all three, the MCU started being bad. Go figure. Star Trek is optimism, an optimistic look on the future, a positive look on life in space. Star Wars is the lived-in, battle-sworn setting, which has the Force, right? You can point to virtually every good sci-fi setting and point to something and say that makes it that setting. That gives it its own flair, its own flavor. Cyberpunk with the 80s Japanese stylings and the heavy usage of cybernetic augmentation. And another example, Battletech and the battle mechs. Stargate with the frickin' alien portals. You know? Even Elder Scrolls and Fallout both have their own distinction to them. I think that's the third and final reason that Starfield is a mess. There is just no cohesion to it. Not narratively, and not gameplay-wise. That sucks. I know what you're talking about, Casual Gladio, and I agree with you. There are many times in Oblivion, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and honestly, even Skyrim, and a little bit Fallout 4, where I wanted to see what was over the next hill. But to make this point for a second, hang on. Let me save really quick. Let me make this point super quick. Let's just go like back here. I'm gonna make this point really quick. Dune with the spice and the politics, for that matter. Possibly Miranda. I apologize, as you can tell. Apparently Saber for Wife was just trying to kill my voice.
My God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash.
Oh, that's not where I thought we were. Hang on. Let's try here. I really believe, I am probably the only person who thinks this way, but I really believe that there are enough talented people still working at Bethesda Core, the A-team, that they could have made Starfield a good game if they focused more, if they had more direction. They knew what they were frickin' doing. Is this where I want to go? Oh God, I don't know the name of the planet. Now, someone put it on chat. Forgive me for not acknowledging out loud. Someone put it on chat. It's possible the MSQ will have that all-important flavor. That is possible. But if I can be blunt, the fact that they don't already is already a failure. My opinion. You don't need to go do the MSQ of Fallout 4, or Skyrim, or New Vegas, or Fallout 3, or Oblivion, or Morrowind, or Outer Worlds, or even Kingdom Come Deliverance, in order to pull a vibe and tone from those settings. Is it here? God, I don't remember where the damn planet is. Yeah, even Mass Effect begins the game with a relay jump and a brief discussion of what the relays are and the implications of how important they are to the setting. Oh my god, this is so stupid. Okay. There it is. I apologize it took me this long. I have been playing this game for over 60 hours. I think we're actually approaching 70 hours today. I have almost finished all the primary optional content, all the factional content of this game. But to really make this point as thoroughly as I possibly can, when I go to Aquila, and I look out at a random procedurally generated Utah, I have absolutely no desire or urge to go out there and see what's over that hill. There's nothing there. I know there's nothing there. I'm sorry, that sounds like a little bit out of nowhere. It's because I had to pause for like 5 minutes to figure out how to get to this stupid planet. But we were talking about earlier, you know, Cashel mentioned earlier, you know, looking over the horizon. What's over there? What's in that cave? What's in that ruin? What's at the bottom of these alien ruins? What do I find at the bottom of this vault? Right? If I go over to that little outpost out there, what will I find at that outpost? And the answer is nothing. And that's sad. It is the expense of content in favor of looking big. Being this big, expansive blank sheet of paper. Hi, Asmirastar. I apologize. I'm still recovering from a stomach virus, so my voice is not quite back up to normal operating procedures. Yeah, it's really messed up. You see that mountain? You can climb it. Yeah, I could. I could go climb that mountain right now. Oh, it's not set speed. Oh, God, what is it? It's not set speed. What's the line? It's not set speed. What is it? What is it? I don't remember. Surface level. That's a good way to put that. Shy docking. That's a good way to put that. Nope, that's not it. Hang on. Speed molt. That's what I was doing. There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. Now let's become invincible really quick, because otherwise we're going to die. Let's see what's over this mountain. Well, there's some stuff down here, in the interest of fairness. Let's go see what this is. Yeah, I really, if they had zoomed in more and handcrafted their territories more, I think this could have worked legitimately. What is this? Oh, it's one of the... Oh, it's a spacer outpost. Okay, so that's pointless. And some wind farms. Okay, hang on. But surely that mountain up there, right? Hang on. That mountain, that's going to be the one. Yeah, we can see the edge of the map over there. Do you see it? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. We're apparently at the edge of the map. Because a big old pop-up shows up and says, hey, quit it. You cannot get ye flask. Oh, absolutely, Miranda. No doubt. No doubt. Lack of direction, in my experience, and I've been doing this job for like 10 years now. Over 10 years now. Lack of experience, or excuse me, lack of cohesion in a game almost always means there's been at least a couple of reboots. Okay, so hang on. We're still... Hang on. Let's disable all this stuff. There we go. Set our speed back to normal. There we go. I apologize for the sidestep. I just wanted to kind of make my point very thoroughly there. If I had to make a central pillar for this game, what would I pick? Same question for chat. You get to pick one thing to be your central pillar for the game. What do you pick? Did the bot die? Oh my god, you killed my bot! Evo, how could you? I was actually leaning Terramorph as well, a little bit. The problem is, by all accounts, the Terramorph threat is over. Like, if you paid attention, by the end of the chain, they're like, yeah, we did it. We know how to find them. We know how to kill them. No more Terramorph attacks. And it's like, okay. You people have been dealing with this for literal decades. I do like having access to Max. Yes, Evo, by all means, sure. Fun fact, turning off the lights just now doesn't do anything, because remember, stealth is bugged.
You need your own comic book, your own cartoon, your own theme song. We have got to make this happen.
This may sound weird. I'm trying to process in my head how I would do this. But I feel like making us... BRPGs tend to be power fantasies. Nothing against that. There's nothing wrong with a good old power fantasy. I enjoy Saints Row 4 as much as the next guy. But I feel like a BRPG is uniquely qualified to give you a lot of cool and interesting things to do that are much more ground floor, right? Much more dealing with local issues. I'm going to focus in on New Vegas here for a second. Obviously, we decide the fate of the Mojave, but ignore that for a second. Think about all the little spots, the little townships, and their own private little quest chains. Almost every little outpost or town in New Vegas has its own little thing, which needs help being dealt with, right? I feel like leaning more into the idea of being a nobody, an out-of-work miner who got picked up as a charity case by one of the collective people, and running around trying to, or Constellation, excuse me, I don't like this, and running around trying to put out brush fires would have actually made for a more interesting central narrative. And I know that sounds weird, but I stand by it. Because Fallout 4, and indeed this game, but mostly Fallout 4, already has a gameplay mechanism in place to support this. Outposts and caravans. As you do a specific area's quest chain, resolve their issues in whatever way you deem fit, they are now unlocked as a place where you can build and interact with the other outposts you've also done the same thing with, right? And I realize I'm basically just describing Death Stranding here. But I think that would be kind of cool. And yeah, we could have a main villain and we could have an MSQ. But it doesn't need to be a main villain who's going to destroy the galaxy. It could be a dude who is a local warlord. Who has a military power at his back. Who is going to try to tear down everything you're doing. Doesn't want people connected. Wants the towns isolated. Actively is striving to break apart your connected network of people because that threatens their power base, right? Like, there's a lot of potential there. Maybe this villain, if you want to gray it up a little bit, isn't even necessarily evil, just desperate and afraid. Driven to more and more extreme measures.
Stop! Now!
Oh wow, you actually saw me. Driven to more and more extreme measures, the more we push, the more we connect this framework. Yeah, but see, I want a good game, TSB. Now, if you really want to get into it, maybe the dictator in question actually has a valid reason for wanting to be as militarily unified. Yeah, the bigger threat out there. Now, I don't like leaning on that particular trope because it's overdone to hell and back. But still, there's ways we could take that. And I love how stealth in this game is so awesome. Have I ever mentioned how awesome stealth is in this game?
Stop! In the name of the law!
Oh, okay. It's okay, we have the alternate stealth method. Why did you lead me into here, game?
Stop!
Oh, here we go.
Ryujin security. No sudden moves.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's an interesting idea, Colburn.
Stop running if you know what's good for you!
Should probably mention almost every idea I just mentioned is leaning very heavily into this just being set in Fallout. But I've been saying that for, God, days now. Ah, whatever. Run. Run.
You know what's good for you.
Run.
This area is off limits. You need to leave.
You're making things harder for yourself.
I mean, if the MSQ comes around finally and says, oh yeah, by the way, this is in the Fallout setting, I'm not even going to be surprised. Like, not at all. It'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, they're actively shooting at me now.
It's too much! Call back!
I'm not shooting at you, lady. I don't know what you're on about. And wrap. Where do you want me to go, game? I can't make that jump. Oh, never mind. We're good, we're good. Yeah, Earth is actually in this. Alright, hang on. Let's get our CO2 back for a second. Oh no, I noticed, Zeiss. You'll also notice that the computers on the 100-year-old prison, which hasn't been touched in a century, use the same operating system as the modern ones. So that's a good question, Mortal. Are there good side stories?
Captain, it was a wise choice.
Let's look at the review document, shall we? Let's see. Pluses for brickwork, pluses for doodads, pluses for sprite work. And that makes up a little over half of the pluses to this game that I've given for story. Having said that, I will say our parents are awesome. The Adoring Fan is cool. I liked one of the things about the Crimson Fleet. I liked several things about the Vanguard chain. And I liked one of the things about the Freestar arc. Gameplay-wise is a bit trickier. But you know how my system works. If something is bad and good at the same time, it gets pluses and negatives. And there's been a lot of that in this game. Biggest disappointment? Oh, that's an interesting question. So the shipbuilding has been good. Triple positive good. It could have been better, not gonna lie. But, you know, triple positive good is still damn good, and I stand by that. The biggest two problems with the spaceships, I can tell you right now. Number one, gaining access to several ships and parts is locked behind levels. You need to level in order to access some of these abilities, like starship design here, and piloting, in order to gain access to go further down the tree and gain access to all the parts you want to make your ship. The second problem, which is actually kind of related, is that ships are extraordinarily expensive. Now, that's not necessarily a terrible thing, But for a little bit of perspective, I have about 400 grand on me. Now, I haven't been penny pinching too much, but I've also been selling every time I hit a kiosk, and it's been reset. And I could maybe afford one ship overhaul or build right now. Maybe. And yeah, I definitely couldn't afford the actually good stuff. Alright, now I'm going to go get arrested, because there is no detriment to being arrested in this game. So where's a guard?
Madame. Sauvage.
Money is absolutely an issue. I remember that too, Mortal. That was ridiculous. Oh yeah, the game also does not inform you. You guys told me piloting was mandatory for that kind of thing, so I got a head start on that.
Madame. Sauvages.
Yeah, no, it's Fallout. The game is Fallout. Whatever it's telling you, this is Fallout. I'm ready, Evo. I'm ready! Oh god, don't kill me, Evo.
So, you made it. Guess Ryujin's security really is slipping. Just brimming with confidence, aren't you? But I've seen your work in the trade tower, so I'll at least give you some credit. Now, I'll take that program back that I gave you, and let's give the data a look.
I like it, Evo. But unfortunately, and you know the question I'm about to ask, don't you, Evo? Everyone tends to agree that New Vegas is the best Fallout game, Wenlock. But if you're trying to decide if you like Fallout at all, Fallout 3 is a little bit more accessible and a little bit less buggy. It also, in my opinion, actually nails several elements of atmosphere better than Fallout New Vegas. Having said that, if you are willing to go all full hog, then I would recommend getting in contact with someone who is much more well-learned than I am on the matter, figure out which fan patches and mods you want, and just play New Vegas.
Run on Ularu's computer basically opens an all-access backdoor for me. I can see everything and anything, so let's take a look. Ularu has some impressive encryption on her files. Not that I can't crack it, of course.
Correct, Pancakes.
Circumventing protection.
Obsidian made New Vegas.
This should just take a moment now. Damn, I'm good. That went faster than I thought. I'm saving several files to a slate for Dalton, including access history and anything related to Project Dominion. Adding in new encryption for him as well, so he's the only one that can view these. And done. You're all set.
No, Evo has to tell me what my question was going to be to her. Because she knows what I was going to ask.
I've got the new encrypted slate. Let me tell you, it looks like fun times ahead for Ryujin. Technically, I'm not supposed to look, but it's kind of hard to not see what's going on while running all my software.
I'll get the slate to Dalton right away.
You do that. Here's the slate. As usual, always a pleasure doing business with Ryujin.
Oh yeah, and we have netrunners in Neon City. That's also not the first time we've encountered a netrunner. See, she knew what I was going to ask. Here's part of the reason why I ask. Oh, my eyebrows move around all the time when I am talking about things with people, which I am a person human flesh bag. I agree. That's what I was about to say, Evo. I know you know me. But I do actually think you'd need to know what the aliens were and what happened to them in order to actually... Okay, you're not going to arrest me. In order to figure out how to build the story around it. Because there would need to be hints and details, not only of the true one, but also there would need to be some red herrings. There would need to be some theories. There would need to be people who have their own take on what happened. There would have to be people who don't care what happened, like the power you just mentioned. Maybe the reason the Freestar Collective was able to match the Vanguard in military power was because they had those particle guns, and those particle guns are just that much better than everything else, and it is one of the things that they were able to reverse engineer from one of those artifacts, right? I actually was thinking of the Asari too. They used it to get a leg up. But unlike the Asari, I wouldn't have them completely dominate. I would have it so that they just got a leg up. It was the reason why there is not one superpower in this region, but rather like 5. Hey, Nefaster Jones. Hope your day is going well. Because I'm a potato.
Well, I assume success is in order. I had a few reports, but at least nothing that set off any red flags.
Yep, here's what he gave me.
I expected as much. Now, let's see what we have here.
So, given the structure of these quest chains, this is usually where the big dramatic reveal would happen. It's so vacuous, Sice. There is no story. There is no story to this quest chain. It's so weird.
I didn't think it was possible. But someone's been accessing Ularu's files remotely.
Oh, it's Ularu, Colgrim. She's the evil one.
Quite a complicated trace, too. I'm impressed Nyx was able to track all of this. Damn. And there's our culprit. Imogene Salzo, Senior Operations Specialist, and one of the few I had in mind for who could pull this off.
Like, I'm sorry, what? No.
Well, she has the means and access. But things are rarely so cut and dry.
I actually don't believe that.
Before we make any harsh decisions, I'll need to question her myself. I want you to head to her office and escort her here. We have to make sure she doesn't try anything before I have a chance to speak with her.
Yeah, no, she's totally getting framed. She's probably about to die.
When you're dealing with corporate workers, discerning the truth from the lies is the hardest part.
So part of why I mentioned the idea that we need to know what happened to the aliens, let me just use Mass Effect as the obvious example. If it's the Reapers or equivalent thereof, that informs almost everything else, right? About the narrative, about what happened to them, and about how we then eventually have to deal with that. If it's an environmental disaster, that's something we have to deal with. If there's a locust or a marauder power out there, that's something we have to deal with. We can even go Eldritch with it. It could be something like the crystalline entity, which I know everyone doesn't even remember the crystalline entity even exists, but if you've ever actually, looked into Trek, like I have, the crystalline entity is an eldritch abomination, which shows up and eats worlds. So, it could also be something more benign. It does not have to be a disaster or an antagonistic force or an environmental thing. It could just be they moved on. They ascended to a higher plane of existence. Maybe they literally left to another galaxy. They were like, let's go to the other galaxy. Let's go. There are options here. But that's exactly why I say we would need to decide right up front and be like, all right, boom. And then all the other options would be our red herrings.
Let me guess. Looking for Imogene?
Yeah, actually.
I'm sure you can tell by now. She isn't here, which is a shame since I have several documents I need her to sign off on. She's always been the master of avoiding desk work.
Right. Could you find Imogene for me, please?
I'm not even sure that's any business of yours, but I do enjoy keeping close tabs on my counterpart. Dare I ask why you need to know?
Take it up with Dalton.
Yeah, no thanks. Getting information out of Dalton is like talking to a wall. Besides, speculation is far more fun. I have Imogene's last location at Frankie's Grab and Go, which we all know is a front for the Sioka Syndicate. You'll want to get executive sign-off if you plan on chasing after her. I'd say Dalton is your best bet.
Alright, thanks.
Good. I'd hate to see what sort of drama might get stirred up if you went around him. Or maybe I'd love it. Keep the workplace interesting, right? Good luck finding Imogene. Oh, and if you do catch up with her, be sure to let her know I had everything to do with it.
I love how we keep getting the trespassing flag, by the way. You notice that? Interesting. So the governmental structure. We know that the Freestar Collective is run by a council of governors who run the, the 3 systems that they were allowed to settle. We know that the Vanguard is run by an elected council, like 5 people, who have representatives across their different branches of government, who run their 3 systems. And then we know that there's the crazy cultist people, of which so far we've encountered a grand total of 1 in the entire game.
No Imogene, I see. Could she really be onto us already?
Yeah, she was last seen at Frankie's Grab and Go.
Of course, Yuko would know. If Imogene's with the Syndicate, I can't just send you after her. You'll need to speak with Benjamin Bayou. We have to make sure he's aware of the situation. If we're lucky, he may even help us get to Imogene.
So according to my favorite etymology site, Eldritch dates back to about 1500s, but it has uncertain origins. Interesting. Anyways.
Good, because without it, this adds a complexity that we do not have time for. Head over to the trade tower and be discreet. Let Bayou know that you're there on Ryujin's behalf. He may ask for credits or even a favor. Just give him what he wants.
Cool.
The sooner, the better.
Please shut up.
Just be sure to...
Please shut up.
If she resists...
Please shut up.
Imogene has... She knows.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Why did I have to talk to you 700,000 times just to get you to be like, hey? He finished his dialogue. 8 lines of dialogue before he shut up. He just, oh my god, the empty text. Have I given the empty text negative yet? I have not. Empty text. Triple. God damn. Yeah, again, let's really zoom in the camera here for a second. What happens in the first 5 minutes of each BRPG, okay? So, Morrowind. We have the vision thing. Hey, you're finally awake. This is where they want you. Come off. And you go and you talk to guys. It's a very, very, very brief tutorial. And if you're reading, they make it very clear that you are being released. You're a prisoner. You're being released into this island, and you're being told to go talk to this one guy up north. And it's this weird alien kind of world. And as you walk around Satanin, the game just opens up instantly, right? The moment you finish the tutorial. Oh, excuse me. Morrowind immediately smacks you in the face with options in terms of where you can go and what you can do. There are multiple quests in Satanin. There are lots of people to talk to. There's lots of directions to go in, which also have multiple quests. Most of the roads leading out of Satanin have another quest or NPC or interaction or event along them to indicate that. Boom, right off the bat. Oblivion. At the beginning of Oblivion, we're in prison. Of course we are. We're in prison. The Emperor shows up. He's had a vision about us. Something really bad is about to happen. We follow along after him and the Blades, who are, defending the Emperor. And it's like, okay. And there's cultists attacking him. Holy crap. But then they leave without us. Okay, no problem. Tutorial dungeon. And then they murder the Emperor. Holy crap. This is terrible. And there's something about closing shut the jaws of oblivion. And then you walk out into the open world, and the world opens up for you. But you also have a direction of figuring this out. So immediately, we've got a vibe and a tone and a direction. Fallout 3. You start off as a baby. Then you're a kid going through your thing. I actually like Fallout 3's intro quite a lot. It's one of my favorite BRPG intros. You know, we do the goat, which is hilarious, but the goat also clearly gets across everything that's happening, not just in the setting, but in the vault itself, the specific control group that 101 was. And then everything goes to hell. People are killing people all over the place. Innocent people are dying. People are freaking out. People who we thought were our enemies are actually now our allies, and we have to figure out a way to get out of here, which there are multiple ways to do, it's worth noting. We can just fight our way out, we can sneak our way out, whatever. Then we go out into the open world, and now we've got a goal. We've got to find our dad, either because we hate his guts, or because we desperately love him and need him back in our life. Boom. New Vegas' intro isn't quite as good, I'm not going to lie to you. New Vegas does a lot right, but its intro is actually kind of weak. But I'll stop there, because in 3 games, they establish things right off the bat. You're right, Luke. 70,000 negatives for New Vegas' intro. Like really, what? Tell me what you think is good about New Vegas' intro. No insult intended. I don't think it's necessarily negative worthy, but like, hey, you've been shot. Great character, and here's the world. Go. And that's kind of it. Also, good luck figuring out where you're supposed to go next. No, not that way, and you're dead. That's New Vegas' intro. I will give you that it's more skippable. I'm not sure I consider that a good thing, but it is nevertheless a true thing. Yeah, speaking of which, let's look at Starfield's intro. We're on a mining elevator, going down into the depths while 2 people pretend to banter at each other in what was immediately apparent to be some of the worst dialogue I've ever seen in gaming. And we're going to go and we're going to mine. We're going to go mine. But hang on. After we're done mining, we got to go find this one thing. Now, you're expendable, so you go talk to the thing. Visions. Oh my god, we've got visions. Okay, we're not dead. Pirates are showing up. Crap. Okay, we got to kill the pirates. Okay, we killed the pirates. Here's your ship. Have I dinged the intro specifically yet? Because I really need to. I've given so many names. I have to start using the search function. If it makes you feel any better, Ross, you are legitimately looking at what I believe is going to be the worst BRPG. I cannot imagine any other BRPG we ever cover will ever surpass this. This is shocking. BRPGs are flawed games by their very nature. Even the one I hold on a pedestal, Oblivion, is nevertheless a game that's kind of ridiculous in several respects. But this isn't ridiculous. It's bad. Anyways, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm spending more time ranting about game design during this stream than actually reviewing this game. What am I doing here? Is this game a commercial success? Fun fact, we're not sure. So, I'm currently trespassing. So you're on DZ Maven. sales figures are kind of a lie, like 90% of the time. Because companies like to obfuscate in order to make themselves look better, usually for the shareholders. So usually what you'll see is actually units shipped, which is not necessarily sales figures, not actual income, right? So anytime I give you sales figures, there's always that asterisk. There's always that asterisk of grain of salt, right? Having said that, usually the sales figures they report are a good gradient of exactly how well they think the game sold. A game like Starfield should have sold bonkers well. It's a mainline Bethesda RPG. The first one in many years. The first one since Fallout 4. This is the kind of game that will absolutely move units. The fact that they have been cagey about releasing sales figures is interesting. Now we do have the ability to reverse engineer some respects of data on this game. For example, we can see how many people on Steam were playing this game, either at an all-time high or concurrently or whatever. Like we as people, as players, have the ability to look into some of the data. But even that's not complete. So, yeah, that's another thing. There's also the fact that this game is on the Game Pass. Sorry, several people mentioned that. So this game is off the Game Pass. They've been obfuscating sales figures. Who knows, right? But the mere fact that they haven't published their sales figures actually tells us all it needs to. This game is underperforming. We'll see if I think the same way when I get back to it. I haven't actually played New Vegas in a while, though, so... Yeah, no, exactly. If you're winning, you boast. You plaster it everywhere. Look at all these sales we're making. And yeah, peaking at 300,000+ players is not super high, to be blunt. Not for a game like this. Not in the range this should be. Give me a second. Helldivers 2 has 450,000 concurrent players peak. Think about that for a second. I was just looking up Cyberpunk. 830,000 peak. That's about the number Starfield should have been doing. So, and yeah, that is just Steam. You know, asterisks. As always, we're kind of working with incomplete and not 100% accurate data. But this is not a good look. I don't even want to know, Ross. I legitimately fear that this game is a financial flop. Even if it made its budget back, which it could have. I sincerely doubt that this is going to be what they expected it to be. You spend 8 years development time and 9 digits on a budget. The executives and the money people are going to look at that and say, no, you need to be bringing in some cash. Yeah, go ahead, Zeiss. What do you got? I pre-ordered Cyberpunk. Like a fool. You know why I pre-ordered Cyberpunk? As I can explain it in 2 words. I bet you can even guess it. Witcher 3. Oh my God, Zeiss. No, I grabbed it. I grabbed it. If anybody bothers to look at the link Zeiss just linked, it's the Steam charts for a direct comparison of Starfield, Fallout 4, Skyrim, and Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas is consistently at the bottom. That is expected. At the top is Skyrim. That's also expected. Below that's Fallout 4, which means of those four, the one in the third place is Starfield. That's over the last 7 days, to be very clear. Yeah, that's a gut punch. I feel bad for any developer who worked on this game, who looks at those numbers and is just like, oh. Here's the problem. And this is a problem. Oh God, hang on. Let me pull this back up here because I just closed it. 6 months. 6 months. There we go. Oh wow. Oh, that's sad. So yeah, Starfield's like, yeah, bam. In about 2 months, Starfield's concurrent players just absolutely nosedived. And then dipped below the other 3 games. Well, the other 2 games, excuse me. So here's the problem. I'm sorry to get all boring and talk about economics for a second, but if Nintendo put out a game that didn't exactly sell well, that's not the end of the world. Really. Core Nintendo has their own kind of structure to things, and they have a long-standing policy of eating losses. And yeah, Nintendo would also apologize for this. So, not to overpraise Nintendo, but they've got some legitimate developers over there. They would apologize for this. They would probably try to fix it, and they would eat the loss, and then they would move on. Bethesda is owned by ZeniMax, is owned by Microsoft. Now, how willing do you think Microsoft is to eat that expense and just say, all right, and move on? Even though, honestly, that's probably one of the best calls they could make right now. One of the two. I've actually already said this on camera. They either need to just cut it, accept the loss and move on, learn from it, or they need to pull a Cyberpunk, or pull a Baldur's Gate 3, or pull a No Man's Sky, or pull a Final Fantasy XIV. We're getting more and more examples of these as we go on. So, that, they either need to take the loss and really, really focus on Elder Scrolls 6, or they need to knuckle down, take the loss, and try to patch Starfield up to an acceptable standard. Fix not just bugs, but content. Polish content. Add content. Someone asked earlier, I think it was Act, and I apologize, Act, if you're watching this on the VOD. What is Bethesda's big sin? What was it, like the 7 primal sins, whatever the hell they're called? Pride. Their stubborn refusal to change course. Deadly sins, thank you. Their stubborn refusal to change course for years is the reason, in my opinion, why their games have been getting steadily worse since whenever you think they've been getting steadily worse. I mentioned that a few days ago. We all vary in our opinion of when their games started getting worse. But we all agree on one point. Their games have been getting worse. BioWare absolutely had this issue. BioWare died. Like, it still exists as a company, technically. I think Skyrim absolutely boosted their ego, no question. Skyrim was such a massive cultural and financial success, but emphasis on the cultural. Everybody knows Skyrim, right? I mean, you've heard of the old grandma who plays Skyrim. Everybody's heard of Skyrim. Unfortunately, I really do believe that they learned the wrong lessons from Skyrim. As I've said many times, I think Skyrim was a step down in overall quality, but I really feel like when they went into Fallout 4, which is still a game I at least enjoy, they looked at that and learned a whole lot of the wrong lessons from Skyrim. And looking at this game, I think they are continuing to kind of double down on those wrong lessons. My opinion. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm actually here to sell you lozenges. Oh my god. I'm here to knock over my lozenges. No! No, my lozenges! Ah! Yeah, you notice I keep skipping over Fallout 76 here. Fallout 76 really is a whole other thing. Whole other bag. And also mostly other developers, too. I do know that the A-Team was involved in Fallout 76, but, you know. Really, Inamisho? Well, now, here's the problem. I can't disagree with you. Because I haven't reviewed Skyrim. And I haven't reviewed Fallout 4, and I haven't reviewed Fallout 3. I legitimately look forward to that someday. Not anytime soon. I've got my plate is way too full right now. But I do look forward to someday going down the list through the BRPGs and really dissecting them and seeing how they fare alongside each other. Because, yeah, exactly. When we do the Skyrim review, we'll be doing it immediately after Morrowind. Yeah, just give me a decade. Speaking of which, I'll be right back. I do apologize, by the way. A Fallout block? We already played Fallout 1 and 2. And the BRPG block is going to include 3 in New Vegas. No, not 4. So... Oh. Oh, god damn it. Really? Hang on a second. I hadn't heard, comma. You alright? Question mark. No, I didn't, Colgrim. I haven't had a chance to look into it. My brother-in-law is at urgent care right now. Probably bronchitis. Brotherhood of Steel. And Tactics. We gotta play Fallout Tactics. Mortal hit the nail on the head earlier. Because I've noticed this. I've noticed this in a couple of games we've reviewed. Oh, thank God for that, Loke. That's awesome. We need more good news like that. Every now and again I'll get to a game like this, and it's so much more preferable to sit and talk about the game than actually play it. It doesn't actually happen all that often. Usually I have more of the mindset of just get it over with. But,
Whoa. Where do you think you're going? Employees only.
yeah, I got business.
Oh, yeah? I don't see your name on my guest list. Now, why don't you tell me what you really want before I blow your brains out?
I'm from Ryujin Industries. I need to speak to a Spiller operative. I know she's inside.
I know for a fact that young lady doesn't want to be disturbed. So why don't you take a hike?
Okay. Well, alright. If you insist.
Do you think we should cut down on our meetings? That might help productivity.
You might want to
Kids just hanging out, you know, over a bottomless pit of, oh God! Death. So anyways, where the hell was I? God, I'm turned around now. Oh yeah, the water's just wrong in this game. I've already pointed it out. The Starfield water just looks wrong and does not care about objects in the water.
But I feel like it helps.
You have missed the entirety. Oh my God. It brought me to tears. Blade Chaval. They should have sent a poet. I was moved beyond all words. I'm really sick of the stamina meter in this game.
I heard Saburo might go out of business soon.
Really?
I just heard about it the other day. Fortunes can change pretty quickly here.
Yeah, I heard about that, Wart, and that sucks.
I'm getting out of here.
Well, she does have the key card. Interesting. Please ask me about the Star Trek rewrite, Ross. Please. Yeah, I figured she would be essential. Actually, what I was testing, believe it or not.
I heard Saburo might go out of business soon.
I gotta take care of this.
You cannot see me.
Damn, you're annoying.
Days are too short. Life's too long.
Oh, right. I don't have the perk to pickpocket.
She'll give me a promotion.
God, this is so bad!
There. Undetected. Yes, you need to level a perk to pickpocket. Hello. And goodbye. Oh, no. If you'll notice, I have done Colgrim. Admittedly, I am actually trying to specifically level something right now. So I would not be inclined to take Theft, which is right over there. But, even if I wanted to, I have none. I am 20... game. What level am I? 27. I'm level 27. You cannot see me, for I am invisible.
Oh! I'm in.
Need a med.
Alright, this is stupid. Yeah, any actual stealth game, I prefer to stealth. Like the Deus Exes, for example. Or Hitman. Or Dishonored 2. And Dishonored a little bit. Mostly Dishonored 2.
Hold it right there, Op. I need you to back down and give me a chance to explain.
Listen, I've killed many people to reach you. So, sup. You have any healing items in here? By chance? That would actually be really helpful right about now. Any food, maybe? Do you have any mustard bottles? I could really use some mustard bottles. Nothing? Okay, what?
I had a feeling you'd be the one to come after me.
Yeah, so... why did I just have to kill a bunch of people to reach you?
I know this doesn't look good, but I had no choice. Ularu set me up. Yes,
No.
I've been acting as a double agent, but because she ordered me to. The assignment was meant to deceive, not benefit. And Project Dominion is way above my pay grade. It'd be impossible for me to deliver it. At least, intentionally.
I'm sorry, could you help me understand what you're talking about here?
Look, I only know about Project Dominion because I wanted to know exactly what I was being accused of leaking. But that tech is dangerous. An internal neuroamp that can theoretically control other people? If the evidence points to me, it's because Ularu used it to set me up. What better way to frame someone than to take control of their mind and have them actually perform the actions?
Okay.
It's the only scenario that makes sense. Besides, what's my motive? My career is solid at Ryujin. Infinity can't possibly beat my current benefits. Believe me, after having to play double agent, I've learned all of this firsthand.
So, we're gonna need some evidence here.
That's exactly what I've been doing here. Ularu has the skill to pull this off, but she's also been behind the desk for years now. I knew she'd miss something. This slate holds all the evidence against her. I just need you to deliver it to Dalton. It's the only way I can prove I'm innocent.
Cool. I got your back. Or I could murder you, but no, I got your back.
I was hoping you would. I'm still going to lay low until I hear the coast is clear.
Could you...
As long as Ularu still thinks I'm on the run, she'll remain confident that her plan is working. And I know you don't hear it much around the office, but thanks.
Could you, tell your syndicate people to stop dying against me? Is that a thing you can make happen? Do I have to murder my way out of here? I'm really good at it. Okay, we're just gonna... Just don't mind me.
Not worth dying for this shit.
Don't mind me. Hold up. Gotta catch my breath. Do the shepherd shuffle. Okay, breath's back. Let's go. Hey, sorry about killing your boss. No hard feelings?
You're bothering me.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Then leave.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Yeah, we've actually already given the stamina bar negatives. Laurel. I don't like stamina bars for traversal in general. Oh, yep. Sorry, I turned myself in.
You're under arrest.
I give up. I give up. I will go quietly.
I guess you're smarter than you look.
By all means, I will serve my time. And I will lose the skill points necessary to serve my time. Okay, so apparently we do lose a bit of experience for doing so. There is a penalty for going to jail. Yep, we found a penalty. Okay, real talk. I legitimately thought there wasn't going to be a penalty. Yeah, it's an exp penalty, and not a particularly big one. I'm currently trespassing. Also, we're still in combat music for some reason. Hang on, gotta get her breath back. Gotta get her breath back. Oh god, seriously, mortal? If I go out and camp behind my ship...
Well, look who's back. I heard you spoke to Dalton and still went over Bayou's head, marching straight into the Syndicate without a care in the world.
Well, yeah.
They're both gonna love that.
I don't need that man's permission to do anything.
Apparently not. But that doesn't mean you won't see any consequences.
Delicious consequences.
So tell me, what did you find out?
What's the information worth to you?
If you think I'm paying for that information, think again. It's just a matter of time before it finds its way onto my desk. And I can be a very patient person.
I mean, we are a minor, so maybe, you know, we have lung dust or whatever. You'll have to ask Dalton after my report.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Yeah, it's because we're currently trespassing.
Enjoy your time with Dalton. It'll all trickle back to me sooner or later.
Yep, I've got the plague. I've got the herp. No, it's not you, Miranda. It's not you. Okay, so I can save.
You're back. And Imogene?
She claims she was set up.
So you did find her, and yet failed to bring her in. I'm looking forward to this explanation.
I literally just gave you the explanation, you idiot.
If I'm not mistaken, you appear to be on her side.
Uh-huh.
Not that I blame you, but if Imogen really wants to prove her innocence, she better be prepared to face a strict interrogation. Now, I need to undertake the laborious task of writing up a report to summarize all of this. In the meantime, Masako has requested your presence in R&D. She wants you to meet her in Vinakara's office. Once I've examined this evidence, I may need your help in moving forward. And not a word about this to anyone.
Okay.
I'll present what I have to the board once I've completed a full report.
Yeah, time for a strict interrogation. If you know what I mean. I don't know what the issue here is, little Billy. It is invisible armor. God dang it. Ugh. I am currently trespassing. Listen, I needed my drugs. You don't understand. Yeah, it's funny. I've explained the stealth thing like 4 times just today. It's really funny. The long and the short of it is we are actually improving our stealth by not wearing any armor, and this is the Thieves Guild chain, so that's what I've been doing. It's also funny.
That shipment back. Good, you're here. It's time to put a plan in motion to take full control of this situation with Infinity Ltd.
I am at your disposal, ma'am.
In due time. We don't know to what extent Infinity has taken the current NeuroAmp schematics, so our top priority is completing our own. Let me introduce you to Veena Kalra, Head of Research and Development. She'll give you the initial details.
Yes, details. You see, the internal neuroamp is supposed to consist of 2 parts. The first part, the part Infinity stole, handles the manipulative effects. The second part is a shielding modification designed to protect the user against other neuroamp users.
Okay. That's evil.
Oh yeah, marketing and finance wouldn't have it any other way.
No one wants their greatest asset used against them. Once Veena can complete the internal neuroamp and shielding mod, the plan is to outfit you with both and have you infiltrate Infinity Ltd. We can't risk the assignment until we know your mind has the necessary protection.
Okay. You realize I don't... Okay, whatever.
Good. I'm glad you see this as an opportunity.
And I love a willing subject. Now it's just a matter of getting the key ingredient. The final kink in both designs was finding compatible materials to use for conductivity that the human body wouldn't reject. I've finally created the perfect alloy, but it requires a newly discovered refined element called rothicite.
Which is where I come in. We have a confidential contract with Consolidated Mining to gather, refine, and ship the rothicite straight to us. Their last shipment is late, and neither we nor Consolidated Mining have had any communication with the Carinay station.
Hold on. Random question. Can you have an element that is refined from something else? Like, discovering a new element is already kind of eyebrow-raising. But I'm willing to walk over that, because a lot of sci-fi does that. But are they refining an element? That's not even building an element. That's just, they took iron, and they refined it into steel, and they're calling steel a new element. I'm probably wrong about this, but that just sounds off.
Correct. The updates have been regular up until now. Last we heard, the shipment was ahead of schedule.
We need you to head out there, secure the shipment, and bring it back here so Veena can complete her prototype. And I want to know what happened. We need to take any safety measures to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Okay.
The mining station is CM Station RC-1. It's on a moon called Carinay 3A in the Carinay system. The shipment should be in the research and control tower, but the outside doors are kept locked down. This keycard will let you enter the mines so you can access the tower from the inside. Good luck.
I mean, I know. It's Bethesda. They're not exactly known for their scientific rigor, I think is the word I want to use there. But here's the problem. 2 minutes of Googling that would answer any of these questions. Or, and hear me out for a second, because this is actually so common as to be normal. You have an actual science advisor on the board whose job it is to check this kind of stuff and say, hold up, and just, it doesn't have to be completely rechanged around. This is still fiction. We're still fine with that. Just move around a couple of the words to make it make more sense, right? Star Trek, to use an example I know very, very well, sometimes, especially in like mid-TNG, about TNG season 3, 4, and 5. Oh my god, Ross never asked his question. TNG season 3, 4, and 5 had a really solid science advisor on board, and most of the specifics of the technobabble in those episodes was just actual science, was just how physics works. And that's cool. And I like that. It added to the believability. It added to the vibe of those episodes. I'm sorry, Ross. I'm sorry. Is it in the question queue? I'll pull it out of the question queue. By contrast, early Voyager, especially Voyager Season 2, but also Voyager Season 1, threw that all out into the realm of total nonsense and just made up stuff. Now, forgive me if you know this, but my personal favorite example is they decided they were having trouble crossing an event horizon. So what they did was they fired a beam at it, cracking a hole in the event horizon so they could travel through it. Now, I'm sure 100% of you can listen to that and be like, hold up, what? But the more you know, the more you understand about physics, the worse that actually is. Now, one second. I'm going to order my sister some dinner. Let's see. No, I'm not making that example up. You can check. It's one of the first episodes. It's like episode 2 or 3 of season 1 of Voyager. My favorite way to explain this, credit to Sci-Fi Debris for coming up with this, is imagine you have a car. It can go 10 miles an hour. You have 10 gallons of gas, okay? So if you were to math that out, there's about a circle, about 100 miles, I guess, radius. That's your reachable range, right? That's the total space that you could reach with that. So what they do in the episode is they drive up to the outer limit of that and then punch a hole in that circle they drew on the ground and then keep driving past it. There are other examples of nonsense in Voyager, but man. All right. How do I get... Apologize for the delay. To be clear, Starfield hasn't hit that level of nonsense yet. That's kind of going for the jugular on that one. Oh yeah, one of my favorite things Voyager ever did was accomplish infinite acceleration. Something so stupid on so many levels that I have actually had legitimate difficulty explaining how stupid that concept is. Okay. Okay. So I didn't see your question in the queue, Ross. So I'm afraid... Oh, do I have a specific character arc planned out for Neelix and or Harry? So Neelix, yes. Would you like to hear something sad, Ross? I have no plans for Harry at the moment. That's not a deliberate thing. I just haven't come up with anything yet. Yeah, it's very Voyager. We'll get there. We'll come up with something. I'm not just gonna pull a Harry or Harry. No, we'll do something. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Have some faith. Oh yeah, I should probably actually put on some gear for once. I'm currently trespassing. I'm just going to leave that up at this point. Hope it someday gets fixed.
Damn paparazzi!
The Silverbloods? Almost assuredly not. I can't imagine there's any place for them to fit anywhere. And even if they did, we surely would go a completely different direction with it. That guy really wanted to stab me. Holy crap. Try burning alive. Oh, sorry.
But I'm not sure what you were trying to hit. But I apologize for getting in your way.
Where's the inn? How do I get inside this stupid place? Oh my god. Oh no, Course Oblivion is extremely horrifying. If I might be so bold for a second though, it has no place in Star Trek. The problem with Course Oblivion, so I've talked about this a lot. Hey, this gives me something to talk about other than Starfield. I like to talk about the beginning of a sentence and the end of a sentence. And the beginning of a sentence is when a story starts off bad. And the end of a sentence is when a story ends bad, right? Or good, or whatever. I don't mind dark beginnings. I don't mind, you know, oh my gosh, Death Doom. What I mind is when the end of the sentence is bad. When things are horrible, period. And then the episode ends. And that's Course Oblivion in a nutshell. And that's just not Star Trek at all. Star Trek is not that bleak. Course Oblivion is the kind of thing that would fit much better on something like, say, Battlestar Galactica. It's a solid episode, and I'm not trying to argue otherwise. It's just not Trek. This is ridiculous. How do I get into this stupid place? Am I really, really blind? Like even more than usual? Well, yeah, they already showed it. So, like, why show it a second time? Now, having said that, if we were to continue to have the Silverbloods and Course Oblivion, the biggest and easiest change would be not making it the end of the sentence. Don't make it end that way, right? Try to make it so that something recovers, something helps them, and it's not all for nothing, and they're not never even acknowledged or remembered. Actually, frankly, yes, I do think Hard Time also qualifies as an episode that is just not Trek. Now, having said that, you'll notice that Hard Time does not end on a on the bleakness. It does actually have the possibility of getting better, but that's really messed up, you know? Like really, really messed up. Hard Time is absolutely a Battlestar Galactica episode, no question. Pretty sure that is Ronald D. Moore who worked on that one. Just gonna eat all this food. You'll notice all this food is giving me almost no health. That is the problem with food in this game. It heals you for an absolutely minuscule amount. Look at how much that healed me in the lower right. Eating that entire fridge's contents worth of food. Now, if you've ever played, I don't know, Fallout, you know that food items are a very valid and viable way of healing yourself. In fact, it's arguably more viable than relying on stim packs, at least until you get a reliable source of them in late game. So, there's an itemization negative that we now have to give the game. I've been meaning to do this for a while now. Actually, I might have already done it. I have not. Sure, Junior Thompson. See, what happened was they were doing all the cocaine. Just all of it. And they were just like, hey, guys, I got the greatest idea. Let's do this. Let's do this. And they were like, yeah, that's the greatest idea ever. High five. Whoop. Oh, Robert Wolf. That makes sense. That tracks. Yeah, I'm currently trespassing, apparently. Oh, no. It's okay, I'll just craft some med packs. Now, if you don't understand the joke that is there, I would probably have to go spend a couple of hours setting up the infrastructure and resources and grinding in order to go do the events necessary to gain the resources and skill points in order to begin crafting stim packs. I'm actually still debating doing it because it is such a non-stop issue. Siege of AR-558 is actually a better example of how to do that kind of darkness in Trek, I think. Especially since, as the episode shows by the end, it is actually worth it. And the heroes do stick out with them, and they do manage it. And, you know, woo. Still pretty dark, not gonna lie to you. Still pretty dark. No, you actually can craft med packs, I think. I shouldn't say that so definitively. Pretty sure you can. You got it. Opening fire. Yeah, I don't like the flashlight in this game. It actually makes it harder for me to see. Which is true in a lot of games, actually. Looking at you, Grounded. That's what I'm hoping, Colgrim. Although, we'll see. If I ever get there, I still need more levels. Like, quite a few. I need like 4 levels? 3? Something like that. Yeah, Siege of Air 558 doesn't bother me for the same reason that Let That Be Your Last Battlefield doesn't bother me. Good horror in each Trek show. No, we're still in the middle of it, Grand 7. You're gonna make fun of me for this, Ross? I'm gonna live with that. In my opinion, the best horror in TOS. See, now I'm questioning myself here. It's either, oh god, I can't think of the name of the episode all of a sudden. It's either Doomsday Device or the other one I can't think of the name of. Which is the one where all of their battles are solved by computer. And they've been at interstellar war for like 400 years.
Holding position.
Yeah, one of those two, I would say, for TOS. Doomsday Device, or Doomsday Machine, is a weirdly good episode for how overt it is. TNG. Honestly, this is an easy one. Frame of Mind. Sold, at least in part, by the incredible acting of Jonathan Frakes. In that episode alone, Jonathan Frakes had to act like Riker. He had to act like crazy Riker. He had to act like Riker acting like a crazy person in a play. Hello. And goodbye. Yeah, their armor's decent. I like it. Hello. So listen, this debuff, I'm not sure if it has a maximum number of stacks. So it's just going to hurt you more and more and more. So the more health you have actually kind of speeds this up a little bit. Weirdly enough. So I just want you to enjoy the last few seconds of your life. We did. We finally got it, Grand 7. So DS9, best horror of DS9. God, that's actually a tough one. Let me think about that for a second. Move along home. Ah. I mean... I'm not sure anymore, Colgrim. I predicted several days ago at this point that this game would not surpass Breath of Fire 2, or probably 1, but especially 2 in terms of score, in terms of negative. I'm not sure about that anymore. Like, I don't know. Ironically, Breath of Fire 2 had something going very much against it. It was very densely bad. Oh, for God's sakes. As I say, on the other side, this game's still going. And longer... No, up here. Means more opportunities to screw up. Or do better. There's always that possibility that the MSQ is just going to nail it. There's always a possibility. Shortcut design. Yeah, there is the ever-present looming behemoth that is the MSQ. Several people have talked about the MSQ as we've been going through this quest, as we've been going through this game. It's possible that that all-important setting, you know, the central pillar of the setting might be in the MSQ. It's possible it'll pull everything together. It's possible to blow me away. I mean, there are several games I can name where the MSQ is just yes, and just blows everything away. It is actually legitimately possible the MSQ will turn this sucker around. It's getting less likely, I'm not going to lie to you, but it is very possible.
Docking complete. It's so satisfying seeing the hatches line up.
Once we're done with the Ryujin chain, I plan to sit down and figure out how each one of these scored. I'm actually quite curious. Sorry, Desperado Joe. It refers to main story quest. The term comes from Final Fantasy XIV, but what it means is the intended primary mandatory content in a video game. It's a quick and easy way of saying it. Intended primary mandatory takes a bit, right? So we just say MSQ. MSQ varies from game to game. But yeah, like the central campaign, right? The stuff that is supposed to be done in order to get through the game. Now, I keep saying supposed to be, because in many cases you can sequence break, or you can bypass, or you can ignore, or whatever, but you get the ideas. By contrast, there is then primary optional content, which is what we're doing right now. That's meat. That's primary content, but you don't have to do it. It's just there for fun, like the Fighters Guild in Oblivion. And then something that is secondary content is random other little stuff that you can do. Usually just one individual quest, or level, or boss, or whatever. And the rest. And that's the categorizations right there. MSQ, primary optional, and secondary. We codified that during the Cyberpunk run, and I've been trying to stay consistent about it ever since. Best gun in the game. Do I have any thoughts about the teasers we've gotten for Mass Effect 4? Yes, none of them good. First of all, let's be very, very clear. Teasers is absolutely the right word. Like, they have not shown us jack about Mass Effect 4. The absence of information that that they have been giving us is honestly kind of pathetic. So that's problem number one. That's my credits. That'll do. That's true. There has been no Jack. Similitude. Yeah, that's a good pick. I was actually going to say Damage though for Enterprise. Season 4 is legit, but no, Damage. That whole trilogy is just so good.
This area's off limits. Authorized personnel only.
I really need to get in there.
Yeah, I bet you do.
You can't just have anyone going through. I get it. Must be hard for you to say no all the time.
The answer's still no.
I need you to let me through. It's important.
You can't just barge in.
I've got a narrow window here, okay? Time wasting.
Not my problem. Look, if you need help, talk to someone in... Look, now get out of here before...
God damn it. You gotta be kidding me with this crap. By the way, you can see how absolutely awful the persuasion checks are on this game.
Something else I can help you with?
Yeah, get me in there.
Oh, sorry. No one gets into the secure wing. All I know is whoever we contract...
I am a Freestar guard who actually outranks that guy while we're on the subject.
Hey, he's just doing his job. And don't be too hard on him.
How'd he end up here?
Well, just between you and me. I know he's posted here because he got demoted for an Aurora addiction. And he just struggles sometimes.
I'm currently trespassing.
He only lightens up when Dr. Oshin is around. I think he has a bit of a crush. It's kind of cute if you ask me. Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
My pleasure. Let me know if you need anything else.
I was just thinking if this works, I'm going to laugh. It worked. I just walked in. But hang on. We're stealthing now. We got to get our stealthing gear going. So, give me a second. Oh yeah, stealth time. Do 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 do.
I don't want to go over this again. I'm tired, all right? Just not today.
You can't be okay with this, though, right? You took an oath, and I'd say this is a firm violation. Hey, who let you in here? This is a restricted area.
Hi. LTD sent me so I can personally update on my progress.
In that case, you'll want to speak to Dr. Lane.
Oh, okay. Are you Lane?
Excuse me, but this is a restricted area. You need to leave.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm here for the mandatory security update. I need to run an update on your computer.
Your timing could be better. A little warning next time. I'll just take a moment to check up on my patient.
Yeah, no problem. Give me a second here. Beep, 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 beep. Hacking into the things. They're doing untested human trials for this Dominion thing. And killing people with it. Yeah, that's 3 brain deaths right there. I understand your concerns on these human trials being unauthorized, but I assure you this is just a minor hiccup. I've been told we're only a few days away from approval, and we'll get those documents to you as soon as possible. Remember, have all subjects sign waivers accepting the risks. I hope this will ease any hesitation you have. The end will justify the means. Infinity Ltd. Understands that severe injuries and even fatalities may be encountered. Do not let issues hinder your research progress. Notify your contact. We'll take care of it. Wow. Oh, Kalido? Oh, I need to steal something too. Sorry. It's okay, I'm invisible. See? Boop. Completely undetected. You think I was joking. Here, watch this. Hi. So anyways.
Welcome to the Freestar Collective. Please maintain your current course while we scan your ship.
No, I'm good, Desperado Joe.
Go ahead and land.
I feel so free. No, I have manufactured nethicite, little Billy. Second, please.
We have everything you could possibly want.
I mean, Starship Troopers is hilarious, Yura. Absolutely. The movie. The book can go to hell. Screw that book. I hate Heinlein so much. Here's what's gonna happen.
Sure you're okay? You left pretty fast.
I'm fine.
What? No reasons are. It's the greatest work of fiction ever made in the history of the ever. Now, I bet money. I'm about to leave my computer. For several minutes, actually. And I bet you money that I'm not going to miss a single plot point here. And I'm going to save just in case I do. So I need you guys to do the homework for me. Tell me if I miss anything important here, okay? Go.
Is that my beautiful
Okay,
shipment?
I got to say yes first.
You were right about this one.
There you go. Have the shipment. Okay, bye.
This should be more than enough. Now, I shall excuse myself and get to work on finalizing this prototype.
So, what did you learn about CM Station RC-1? Well?
Infinity hired Ecliptic.
Lucas must be desperate if he hired them to collect the Rothicite. Were there any survivors? Good. I may not condone murder, but I refuse to have sympathy for...
Seriously? Ah, damn it.
Especially after massacring innocents working for us. Now, I also had a report that you were spotted at the clinic. I take it you traced the shipment there?
Yeah. Why am I repeating all this crap to you? I know this. There is no need for the player... Okay.
I figured it was related. And were you able to determine the purpose of this secure wing? So, it sounds like Lucas has reached a new level of desperation to ensure his future as CEO. I'll make sure Yuko's team extracts every bit of information they can from the clinic's database on this. Between hiring Ecliptic and unauthorized human trials, we have enough to take Lucas down for good. And with the Rothicite secure, it's almost time for us to make our move. If only. I'm sure you remember your actions during Directive Theta, especially in regards to Administrator Bayou. Thanks to your inability to follow protocol, we now owe him a debt. One that you get to pay.
What do you want to bet this happens regardless?
That is a very long game you're referring to, for a future I hope we all see someday.
This is a very long game, I agree with that.
The Administrator wants us to deal with a rival operative. And when I say deal with, it means he wants them dead. This is not an assignment I give lightly.
Okay.
Good. Find the operative and do what you must. We already have a team prepped to handle any fallout. When it's done, report back to Dalton. I have a meeting to prepare for.
Coziest town in Skyrim. What's the first town? I can never think of the name of it. Whiterun. There you go. Boom. Easy answer. Those are the only town I like in that game. Unrelated, but it is still the coziest, I think.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo.
You done?
And we're done.
Thank you. What do you mean, Ross? Alright, I'll put on a freaking piece of armor, I guess. Stop making me stealth and then not stealth game. Make up your mind.
Welcome to New Homestead. Please make your way to the building at the end of the path and down into the colony below.
I outrank you.
Stay safe and enjoy your visit.
Twice, technically, but let's not get into that. No, I know, Ross. I know. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not super happy about that. No, I didn't. I was still thinking about DS9. For Voyager. The cooperative episode, I think. I can't remember the name of it, but you know the one.
Damn it. Please tell me that seeing you here is just a coincidence.
Yeah, it's not Ryujin that wants you dead, it's Bayou.
I knew it. I knew that job was gonna come back to haunt me. But I'm also still alive, which means you're willing to talk, right? Look, you promised you'd listen. Just hear me out.
Okay. Yeah, hit me. Why do you think we're talking instead of me killing you?
And I am so grateful you remembered because I do very much enjoy living. Working at Ryujin taught me I always needed a backup plan. I have a place. It's not in the settled systems, so it'd be almost impossible to track me. Just let me go there, and no one will ever hear or see me again.
Why didn't you do that to begin with? Anyways, take care, okay?
Yeah, I'm more than familiar with the situation. I'll leave as soon as I'm able, which is only a matter of hours. Thanks for listening. I guess now we both know I never got that damn promotion.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright. So now that I've dealt with that little tidbit, go back to the place I was just at. God, the quest design of this game is so terrible! Alright, I don't actually know much about the Age of Sigmar, so that's my answer to you, Yura. One, Ross.
For you to start your corporate life. I picture you as an executive.
One's actually a pretty good horror episode, too. I'm still standing by the Borg one I just mentioned, though. I already told you my Enterprise one. I did skip over the animated series because the answer would be all of them for the exact same reason. I think that's everything. I guess there's the movies, but they don't really qualify. Listen, Ryujin sounds Asian. It's fine. Asia's a huge place with only one culture group, right?
Ah, back from doing Administrator Bayou's little favor.
Uh-huh. Bayou is dead.
I'll send word to Bayou that amends have been made.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't kill Bayou. I killed the other guy.
Get back to more important matters. I reevaluated all the evidence. It took every resource I had, but...
I'm assuming that the other thing is yours as well.
It was going to be a lunch for tomorrow, yeah.
Ularu is the mole.
I got you queso.
How is your... And it actually showed up this time. You're running a fever. You need to take a fever reducer.
No, I will.
Fever reducer.
Yes, that's why they're right there. I knew Imogen was innocent.
Yes. You made the right call.
Why are you putting it right here?
I've briefed Masako and discussed her plans on handling this.
Their
While
mouth
we both
flaps.
agree Ularu is guilty, we need irrefutable evidence before presenting this to the board. For now, we lead everyone to believe that Imogen was the mole, and the situation was dealt with. Wake up. Good. Keeping Ularu in the dark is the key to taking her down. Masako has tasked Ularu with writing the program to bring down Infinity Ltd. We believe she'll take the chance to incriminate Masako within the program, so this could provide the evidence we're looking for. You will be tasked with the assignment to infiltrate Infinity, so before you go, I want you to bring that program to me. Good. Once Ularu believes she's properly deflected any suspicion, I've no doubt she'll be bold enough to hide something within whatever program she writes. Now, let's attend a meeting.
Yeah, we're trespassing right now, as you can see.
We called you all together to discuss a recent security breach. We discovered a mole within the company who leaked vital information about Project Dominion to Infinity Ltd.
You've got to be kidding me.
Just don't tell me it's Vina. I think we've all noticed she's not here.
Before you speculate any further, no, it's not Vina. The guilty party is Imogene Salzo, much to my disappointment. Our operative here obtained the evidence to confirm it.
Yes, yes. Confessed to working for Infinity Ltd.
Dalton, how does something like this happen?
Imogene is highly trained. Ularu can even speak to that. We demand the best. So that's the threat we deal with.
I may have well-trained operatives, but security is your responsibility, Dalton. This is a huge failing on your part.
I accept the responsibility, but let's not forget, the mole has already been exposed and dealt with.
Of course, thanks to another of my operatives. Watch me.
Imogene's been dealt with, so bickering is pointless. All I care about is reacquiring our property and what this might be costing us financially.
Vina is completing the internal neuroamp prototype as we speak. Our operative will receive the implant, infiltrate Infinity Ltd, and obtain any and all research. I have it on good authority the experimentations they've done to replicate the missing pieces of our work have resulted in fatalities.
Yes, they were doing illegal human trials.
I can't imagine the mess their legal department has on their hands.
If I may make a suggestion, we should give this evidence to David at SSNN. It's the best neutral method of releasing this information to the general public.
That'd make my job easier.
David it is, then.
Misako, the internal neuroamp is ready if you want to send down the candidate.
I hope you're ready for this.
Oh, of course.
And that's precisely why I know we can count on you. Vina will be waiting for you in the neuroamp division in R&D. Once you're done, meet me in my office. Be ready to discuss the details of your next assignment.
Remember Me, Yura. One of my favorite TNG episodes, actually. One major flaw, but otherwise a very good episode. Actually, pretty horrifying. I agree. If that you're putting it forward for that. I'm really torn on a horror episode for DS9. The one that feels the right... I mean, there were actual horror episodes of DS9, like Empok Noir. But the one that feels the most like the answer that I'm looking for is Paradise Lost. Probably both episodes, but definitely the first one.
Makes me nervous.
Quit worrying.
Ah, here's my lucky candidate. I hope you're ready to embark on one amazing journey.
Hello, Evo. Please plug something into my brain.
Oh, don't worry. That's not on the agenda. Now, just a few details before we begin. Obviously, we'll be putting you under. I'll be making a small incision in the back of your skull where the internal neuroamp will be fitted. The whole procedure should only take 3 to 4 hours with little to no downtime afterwards, provided DeMarcus got everything entered correctly.
Did I not just say I quadruple-checked the numbers?
You know I'm just giving you a hard time. Besides, I've got to make sure my patient is reassured.
So, we've already had Netrunners on this planet, which is totally not a Night City ripoff. Now we have Ripper Docs, with cyberware being installed and uninstalled in a couple of hours in an outpatient scenario. Despite skull incisions. Now, I'm not implying anything. Wait, yeah, I am. I'm implying a lot.
Of course. We've got, what, 5 PhDs between the two of us?
6, but who's counting?
All I'm saying is that you're in good hands. Now, Just lie down on the table once you're ready, and we should be good to go.
It's okay. I've played Fallout 3 and had my toe chopped off, so, you know. Should I take off my armor for this? No. Okay.
All right, let's get this party started.
Schisms is a very... How are you putting that through my helmet? Schisms is a very, very good horror scene. The whole episode kind of falls behind, though. I stand behind Frame of Mind. That's a solid episode. For the record, I agree with you. That scene is awesome. When we were doing the Trek lore run, we actually skipped most of that episode, but I made the recipient of the lore run watch that scene. It's just, great scene.
Well, well, look who's finally up. The operation was a success, obviously. Once you're able to refocus, let me know how you're doing.
Where did my armor go? Oh my god, I'm naked! And I vanished. They can't even see me anymore.
So, how are you feeling? You look good?
Damn right I do.
That's exactly what we want. Just a couple quick notes before using the internal neuroamp. First, you can only influence one person.
Oh my god, I do not care.
Now, let's test this sucker. That's the spirit. DeMarcus loves being hands-on. It's probably why he... Just head up the stairs.
So, I just realized something. The other company was experimenting with this mind control implant using illegal tests and fast-forwarded human trials. And that all tracks. I understand that. They're very illegal, they're very evil, and they're trying to put out a thing that like heals people and kills people, and it's cool. Cool, I'm with it. Why did we get this thing installed? And what are we doing with it? Like, why? I legitimately do not actually know why we have this thing installed. I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm not trying to bash the game. I don't understand what we're doing. Or perhaps why. Might be a better way to phrase that. Unlock the door, please. None of it, Inamisha. That's the first dialogue I've actually skipped. Come here. Come here.
Has anyone ever told you
Hi, Permeus.
you're the greatest explorer in the settled systems? Well, they should.
I'm guessing this is our reward, by the way, for doing this quest chain, is the mind control chip. I knew it'd be something unique, as it always is. Aww.
Oh my god, that was incredible. What was it like?
Wow. How to describe it? 1 minute I was excited about seeing how the experiment would go. The next, I had a brief moment of disorientation and figured I must have lost my train of thought. It felt eerily natural. And yes, I admit it, just as you predicted.
I knew it, I knew it, I knew it! I can hardly wait to finish writing up my latest dissertation. And you owe me 100 creds.
I'll be keeping myself under constant surveillance now. I'm curious if any other side effects may manifest.
He's dead inside of a wake.
So, tell me all about it. How did it feel? Any side effects?
No.
Yes. Good. Hear that, DeMarcus? That's 2 for 2 now.
I heard. It really was fascinating how all I experienced was a moment of disorientation. It's truly remarkable tech. When it comes to your job, you bet it does. Besides, the neuroamp is in total control. If a subject's morals or beliefs in something are strong enough, we still see points of failure. That being said, it's been interesting to discover the actions our subjects sanction in their own minds.
Okay. As much as I'd love to go over the details and potential of this amazing piece of technology I created, Masako wants to see you. It sounds like you have an assignment to complete, and DeMarcus and I have a lot of notes to record.
Thanks for the mind control chip. Like, I'm not sure what use that's going to be, especially since I can only give one command per... What are you doing? What is she doing? What is on my head? What is on my head? I can't even see what it is. Is that salsa?
Yep.
Please get that off my head.
You can get it off your head. You have hands.
Okay.
It occurred to me that I forgot to bring you your salsa.
Thank you. Did I already take one?
No.
Okay.
And you should take 2.
Well, alright. I have become the Soul Shredder. So yeah, like, again, gameplay-wise, I understand why we got that chip. I'm not sure why we did it narratively. I don't know. I guess we'll see, because I know we're trying to set a trap for her,
I wasn't sure
with
how
her.
accurate Vina's promise of no downtime was going to be.
Oh, trust me.
The promise of no brain damage holds true as well.
Trust me, baby. I'm all still here.
Now that you've been outfitted with the internal neuroamp, it's time to put that tech to work. We're sending you into Infinity Ltd. Lucas Drexler is about to learn exactly why you don't steal from Ryujin Industries.
Yeah, can we go kill him?
And wish he shall. Every day. While he rots away.
Short answer. It's how we stealth in this game, Permeus.
Yuko has provided a layout of Infinity Ltd. You have 2 options for this assignment. We'll be providing you with the means for both. Option A, you gain entry through their maintenance access on the roof. Option B, we give you an assigned identity and arrange a meeting for you.
Huh. Okay. The persuade minigame sucks. Let's do the other thing.
Yes. The less people you need to interact with, the better. Ideally, none at all.
No one will see me
Depending
coming.
on your preference, you'll either find yourself in the maintenance hallway or the marketing department. From there, you have 3 targets. First, you have Lucas Drexler's computer, located in his office on the executive floor. Second is Faye Sengsavan's computer, in research and development. And third, you need to obtain the prototype they are working on, also in R&D.
As you can see, you've several floors to traverse. So I hope you're prepared for an adventure.
Yeah, I got this.
That's what we're counting on. Now, I had Ularu create a program that you need to run on both Lucas and Faye's computers. I'll let her explain the details.
You see, once we expose Infinity Ltd, all of their data is going to come under intense scrutiny. We only want the public to know about their mercenary hires and unauthorized human trials, but Project Dominion needs to remain confidential. I've created an overseer program that will gather all the evidence we need, and at the same time delete anything relating to Ryujin and the internal neuroamp.
So, the public will never know that they stole from us, which I'm saying for absolutely no reason.
Exactly. And what the public doesn't know doesn't hurt them. Now, we don't want to mess on this one. A body count will only distract from what we're trying to accomplish here. Simon Rychek provided some useful info on how to evacuate civilians from the building. I'm sure you remember him from Sidonia. Infinity's maintenance crew is understaffed. It's only a matter of time before pressure gauges go unchecked and they have a massive issue on their hands. Once that pressure becomes too much, every floor in the building is going to suffer from gas leaks, setting off an automated alarm to evacuate the building. Simon was able to get a passcode for you to access their system's computer, so you can force the heating system to fail.
Okay, why did I get this chip put in my brain?
I'd highly advise you use it. This assignment isn't the time to test your abilities. The only thing you're out there to prove is that you can get this job done.
Okay, but why is there a chip in my brain?
You an operative suit. It should help reduce their ability to detect you. These suits are typically reserved for the senior ranks, but we want to reduce as much risk as possible.
They'll never know I was there.
And that's what we're hoping for. If you can pull this off, even I'll be impressed.
Once you've run the Overseer program and obtained the prototype, your final step is to deliver the slate to David Barron at the SSNN field office. If he asks questions, feel free to give him just enough information to pique his interest, but no mention of Ryujin or who you are. SSNN is used to anonymous tips. They'll do whatever verifications they deem necessary on their own to confirm the story.
Cool.
It certainly will, and we'll have front row seats. So, any final questions before you go?
Why did you put this chip in my brain?
You have the ability to manipulate others. If someone's in your way, you could get them to move. If someone has a key card, that means you have a key card. The possibilities here are really up to you.
Okay.
Good luck, and be sure to report directly back to me when you return.
Here's Simon's passcode, your operative suit, the Overseer program, and your cover identity. Your cover ID card is encoded with roof entry and elevator access, so that's your ticket in, either way. Don't screw this up, Skylar Lumen.
Yep, I got a skeleton key right here. So, real quick. Could someone do me a favor, please, and look up Ularu, voice actress? I have a suspicion, but I think I'm wrong.
Do you have the program?
Yeah. Do what must be done.
With pleasure. So, let's take a look. Aha. The decryption's hit a snag. There's definitely something here. This is exactly what we needed. According to this code, Ularu intended to plant false evidence that would show Masako was working with Lucas. The moment you launched the Overseer program, a series of fabricated communication files would have been uploaded to the Infinity Ltd network. One of them even frames Masako for encouraging Lucas to push for early human trials. I'm going to copy the necessary files off this slate and issue you a new one. I want to keep this one intact, so Olaru can't dispute it. All right.
Interesting. She's apparently a fairly common voice actress, but almost always has additional voices. She was in Genshin Impact, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, the PS4 one. Final Fantasy XVS, she's in Tor. She's actually in a lot of stuff. Mostly video games. That's probably why I recognize her, because I've played a lot of these games. She was in Triangle Strategy. Excuse me. She was in the recent Saints Row. She was in Ruby Arrowfell, Octopath Traveler 2, Diablo 4, Starfield, of course, Spider-Man 2, Modern Warfare 3, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Not going to hold that against her. League of Legends.
Now, we finally have the evidence we need to prove Olaru's guilt.
Excellent. Let me repeat what you just said to me right back to you.
Yes. And had you not brought this program to me in the first place, you would have been the one planting the false evidence. Without that falsified evidence, Olaru is in for a big surprise. I fully expect she'll be eagerly awaiting SSNN's broadcast, anticipating Masako to be accused alongside Lucas Drexler. Here's the new slate with the revised Overseer program. Let's get this assignment finished the right way.
Cool. Let's do it. And let's finish this quest chain, because I kind of want to finish this quest chain. Like today. Please. I'm begging you. Please let me finish this quest chain today. Please. Like, do I have to pay you? That's the new microtransactions format, right? You pay the game to stop having to play the game. Oh my god, no, I have to pay Zeiss for that privilege. Oh, Zeiss. Brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, they're completely out of credits. I'm really looking forward to the, oh my god. Really looking forward to the MSQ. Right. I'm also very stupid. I always drive naked. Okay. Who are you and why are you on my ship? I cannot sleep while trespassing. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, hold up.
I'm sorry. Heat leeches can turn into what?
Terramorphs. Giant carapace-encrusted tanks.
No, I've been trespassing for, like, God, an hour and a half at this point. Everywhere.
I'm sorry. Heat leeches can turn into what?
Terramorphs. Giant.
See if that fixed it. If that doesn't fix, we have another option. If that doesn't fix it, we might be screwed. Oh, thank God. A simple reload fixed it. I was actually legitimately worried. I've seen these games. I've been playing BRPGs since they existed. I have seen cases where, like, your state never actually goes away in these games. Ever. One of my favorite instances, and I think this actually kind of happened on camera, is when you're in aggro with something in a dungeon, and then you leave the dungeon, and then you move on with your life and go to other things. You're still in aggro with that person. That enemy is still trying to kill you, but it can't find you because it's in a dungeon. And you're in combat, which really restricts the things you can do. The solution, if you're wondering, is to go back into the dungeon, find the mob, and kill it. Now, as it happens, I have been warned about this quest. Someone sent me a message earlier. And they said, do not try to stealth in this quest with the buggy stealth. And I said, you got it. Yeah, there we go. So we're not going to.
Gas leak detected. All non-essential personnel must evacuate the building. Please find the nearest exit and contact emergency services.
Take him down! He's gonna hit the alarm!
I should probably... my armor on.
We're under attack! Give me some covering fire!
Really, game? For God's sakes.
Take him down!
The wrong way anyways, apparently. Yeah, but hold up. Red light. Now it says to go down again. Did you make up your mind, game? Everyone pause. Really? Okay, I believe you. Oh, there it goes. God, I am just apparently a blind and dumb and stupid. Alright, so, boop. I don't know why. This just does not work in my brain. I think I'm just too stupid to do this. It's like the Oblivion lockpicking minigame. I can't do it. I've never been able to do it. His own company is already investigating him. That's funny. Which one was Joyous Journeys? I'm sorry, I'm behind the loop apparently. They'll never see me coming. Oh, they saw me. Okay.
The hell was that?
Nothing.
Got him! Suspect found! We're under attack! Take him down! Watch out for crossfire! Going down!
I am very stealthy.
Don't you know who he is? Watch out! Push up! Go! Line him up!
Yeah, I think I would agree with that, Penka. Alright, I've been trying not to kill you, but you're all dead now. You're officially becoming more of a hassle than it's worth to leave alive. Sorry. And we're dead. Wow. I really want to be done with this goddamn quest. You can in a lot of BRPGs, Evo, but I'm not sure if you can in this one.
The hell was that? We need to regroup!
I have an idea of where to go. I gotta run over here first. Come on! It's right there! How am I not making that? I'm actually confused about how I'm not making that jump. I had a fire. Literally. Die.
Not gonna make it. Head down! I can't move! It's not worth it!
Stealth. Alright, now what in the crap? Are they spawning? I think they're actually spawning. There we go. Christ, game. Why was that so hard? Ugh. Die. Imagine if we still had Sarah with us. Yeah, she would be shaking her head at me so hard.
You had your chance.
Like, there's even an alarm thing. To disable, you know, once you've triggered it. Well, obviously, Evo. But after that. Good night, 040. Have a good one. Oh my god, they've got duct tape. Now we have to get out. Don't worry, nobody will know we were here. Complete stealth job.
Don't be nervous. You got this.
See?
For you to say.
No one suspects a thing.
Infinity is
I wish I could give that level a positive. I'm actually debating it. The problem is the level doesn't work as is because of the problems with the stealth issue. But if the stealth did work, that would be an awesome level. Like, probably the only actually good level in this entire chain.
It's been a pretty good.
It probably didn't look like it, but I was paying attention as we went.
Big city. But SSNN is here to stay.
You haven't. You talk and get paid. I spread the news. It's a classic win-win.
Ron Hope is dead.
What a sordid mess. We've got some other sources we've been interviewing, but I'd love to get your take on the record. So there was a mercenary company, the First, and they were involved in taking farmlands from Freestar Collective families. Extortion, death threats, murder, all of it. Is that right?
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know how people like that can live with themselves. So all of that? Terrible. But Ron Hope, the Ron Hope, was involved with it at the highest level. All of that suffering was a plot to save Hope Tech from going under.
Okay, please stop repeating the stuff I already know. Yes, I killed Hope after he tried bribing me and worse.
And all that money didn't help in the end. After all of that, the future of their stock has... Any comment?
The company will be fine.
For what it's worth, I'm rooting for them too. Thanks. If you listen to the news, you'll definitely hear this. And, maybe try not to ice any more CEOs. Just a thought.
Honestly, I feel like the reverse of that should be true. I should kill all the CEOs.
Can I help you?
Yes. I have a news story you'd be interested in.
Well, I'll be the judge of that. What's this so-called story about?
Here you go.
All right. I'll take a look. I don't suppose you want to tell me how you got this evidence.
No.
I figured as much. Is there at least a name I can cite as my source?
Anonymous.
Why am I not surprised? As long as the evidence is adequate and verifiable, I expect it'll be aired within the hour, if not sooner.
That's fast.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I obviously have some work to do.
Cool.
Neon is home to a lot of corporations. I bet you'll be closing all kinds of deals.
That shit's been...
So then we begin to live, to work, and do that every day until we die. Is that really all there is to life?
I'm apparently bleeding.
Don't wander into any restricted areas.
I believe you were specifically told that we did not want a body count on this assignment.
Aw. I am so very sorry.
If only intent mattered. All the tools at your disposal, and yet here we are. I hope you at least attempted to use the internal neuroamp.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And yet not useful enough to avoid a body.
Shut up.
Still, it's... So now it's just a waiting game for SSNN to break the news. Once the story airs, we have another board meeting scheduled to decide how to handle Infinity. Go ahead, Maeve.
The SSNN broadcast has started. Shall I patch it through?
Yes, thank you.
The murders are believed to be linked to a new investigation where Drexler would have been accused of numerous violations, including murder for hire, unauthorized human trials, and corporate theft. Authorities representing the UC and the Freestar Collective have been dispatched to a consolidated mining station and the clinic. Both locations are believed to hold numerous victims. Drexler's motivation appears to be an attempt to launch a new product based off stolen information from a competitor.
Warning, incoming hazardous weather. Seek shelter immediately. What?
The details on the project itself
Yes, Nexus of Concordia.
have yet to be confirmed. This has been David Barron for SSNN.
Perfect. This exposure puts Infinity right where we want them. The meeting will begin momentarily, but I want you to discuss the options we have with the other members. Infinity's net worth is about to hit rock bottom. So this gives us the opportunity to win a little more public faith.
mean, if Ryujin buys LTD, no one loses their jobs.
Quite right. The truth is, we'll be making evaluations. We'll shed any employees who don't make the cut, slowly but surely. By incorporating Infinity, we eliminate a competitor, get their best employees and contracts, and all while boosting our public perception.
Win-win.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Which is why I'd like you to talk to the board to convince them this is the right move.
Why me?
There are several who might disagree, and you have the perfect tool to help sway them.
Really? Okay, sure. Whatever, boss lady.
Good. You'll find most of the board members in their offices preparing. Vina is also here, waiting for the meeting to start. We'll need at least 50% of the vote to go our way. In the event of a tie, I will make the final decision. I trust you'll get it done.
All right, so this is taking too long. So we're going to cut off here. I do apologize. I really wanted to finish this quest chain today. But it looks like we will continue this quest chain tomorrow. I'll see you guys.